Hey there, welcome back to TubeGurji channel. My name is Rahul and in this video I am going to show you how to create a powerful Disney Plus clone 2.0 using some of the latest technology with the latest tech trends. We are going to be using React as a front end, Vite as a build tool, Tailwind CSS for our styling and TMDB open source movie database to get the latest movies. And to the top of it, we are going to learn how to deploy all our application on Vercel. If that was not enough, we will make entire website fully responsive across all devices. If you are ready to learn some new skill, then let's get started. Alright, so I just want to show you the quick overview of the functionality which we have in the application. So in this course, we are developing Disney Clone 2.0 application. So if you see on the screen, we have this beautiful navigation bar with the icons and menu. So we will implement this one and I will teach you how to use the open source React icons in our application. Also, if you see we have the slider, then I will teach you how to do and add this slider and this on click of navigation. So if I click on previous or next button, right, I will teach you how to do it. After that, we have these beautiful animations. Okay, so if I hover on any of this particular item, you will see the video is running in the background, right? So we'll implement that one. Okay, then coming to this below part, we have this list of movies. So each of this movie list we will convert it into a different component item and then we will use it. Okay, so we will use different types of component. If you see here, right, we'll do everything from the scratch. If you are beginner and you don't know anything about the React, so don't worry, I'm gonna teach you everything from the basic. You just need to know a little bit of HTML and CSS. Okay, with the help of Tailwind CSS, we'll make this application fully responsive. Okay, and without doing any further delay, let's begin. And if you did not subscribe to my channel, subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends and family. So in order to create a project, we are using Vite. So Vite is one of the best build tool available in the market and which is very fast to build it, fast to create the project, and you will see throughout the project how fast it is and how convenient to use in order to create a React app. Okay, so in order to create a React app using the Vite, right, there is a simple command. Just type npm create Vite at latest. Okay, so go to your desired folder, open command prompt, and here just type npm create Vite at latest. Okay, so once you've done it, it will ask you the name of project. So in this case we are building the Disney clone, so I will put Disney clone. Okay, and enter it. So you will get a different types of framework here: vanilla, Vue, React, pre-React, and so on. You can select any of them, right? In this case we will select the React because we are building the React application. And here you can select JavaScript or TypeScript. Okay, it's up to you which you want to select. There is no much difference when you are writing the code. Okay, but in this case we will select the JavaScript, and done, your project is ready. If you go with the command npx create React app, it will take a lot of time to install dependency and build and create the app, but with the Vite is quite easy. Now go to the your project folder. Okay, and then just type npm I, so it will install the dependency for you. You can type npm install, the short form is npm I, and it will install some of the dependency which required at the front. Okay, and if you see, it's done, right? So now just type code space dot and it will open the VS Code for us. Okay, and then if you see, the project is created now successfully. Now if you see, right, we have source folder and inside that we have app.jsx, which is our main starting point of the application. Now let's go to terminal and click new terminal and let's run the project. So just type npm run dev, and if you see, right, it will built within a couple of seconds, and your project is ready on this particular port. Okay, just open that port number, and you see you will get some this default page, right? So if you go to the app.jsx, right, and this is the code which is written. I will remove this code for now. Okay, and if I save it, and now if you go to our application, you will see nothing on the screen. Okay, and this is index.css, the styling and all. This is the main CSS and apps of CSS, which is apply, which is this styles is using in app.jsx. Okay, and this is the index.html, the main file, as React, right, and this is the single page application. That's the reason only one index.html file you will see on the screen. In packet.json, we have all the dependency installed. If you see right now, we only have React and React DOM, the only two dependency. And in Vite, okay, it's using the React plugin. So that's the reason you don't need to install all this dependency and everything, because Vite is already taking care of everything, right? In asset folder, we will put all our images and the files which we want locally, right? So now next we will install this Tailwind CSS. Now, in order to install Tailwind CSS for React Vite, just type Tailwind CSS Vite, okay, and you will get this first link on the Google. Open that one. Now we have a few steps to follow it, right? First, we already we already created the application. Next, we have to run this command in your project terminal. So open the new terminal, and I will paste it here. After that, you have to install this second command, right? So once you install this second command, right, you will see these two files you will get created, tailwind.config.js and postcss.config.js. So execute this command, and once it's executed, right, you will see these two files get generated now. Next, you have to copy this line of code, okay, and you have to put it in tailwind.config.js file. So go to tailwind.config.js, replace everything and paste it here like this, okay, and save it. Next, we have to put these three lines in index.css. So go to the source. In that we have index.css. At the top, I will put it here, okay, you can put it anywhere. Then you have to run the project. So in order to check whether this is installed or not, I will write this line of code in my app.jsx file, okay. I will just paste it like this. So if you see, right, it applied the text size, font and underline. And let's go to our application. The next step is to rerun the application. So I will stop the previous build and I will run it again. And now if you go back to our application, right, you will see this hello world with underscore, correct? So this is how simple it is. Now I know it's a little difficult if you are using the Tailwind CSS first time and you need to know how to use it, right? For example, take example, you want to increase the text size, right? So you know the CSS, right? So just type font size, right? You see font size, and so if you click on it, you will see this is the CSS property and the class which is used in a Tailwind CSS, right? So this is how simple it is. The way while we are building the application, I will tell you and teach you how to use it, the Tailwind CSS class names in our application, so it will be very easy for you, okay. So if you see our application, right, we have this hello world in the center, vertical center, okay. So what I will do, we have to remove that particular style sheet, right? And if you go to the app.jsx file, this app was there, right? I removed this class name, so that style sheet is applied here. And for this root, right, I will also remove this margin, padding and text line, right, and save it. And if you go back, you will see this, right, it moved to the left. Also in index.css, you have to remove this whole item, the place item, center, minimum width, height and everything, right? And if you go back, now it's coming in the left corner. That's what we wanted. So now if you see on the header, right, we have the logo on the left side corner, and then we have icon and the name of the menu, right? So home, search, waitlist, right, correct. And on the right hand side we have this profile icon, okay. So let's go back to our application and then create a folder called components, and inside that components we will create a file called header.jsx. Okay, so before writing code, right, make sure you will install the one VS Code extension. Okay, so it called ES7 plus React snippet. Okay, so this will help you to create the default template for your each and every component, right? So in this case, if I type RFC, right, you will get the suggestion like this, and click enter, you will see the default template is created. So make sure before writing any code, right, just install this VS Code extension, which is quite helpful while you writing any code. So once you have the default template and default header component, just save this one once you created and go to the app.jsx and make sure you will import that header component here. Okay, so just type header. Okay, and make sure once you type it, right, make sure it will install as well. Okay, sorry, it will import as well, and then save it. Now go back to our applications. Okay, and you will see header here, right now the color is black, that's why it's not visible, but you will see this header at the corner, right? So it means header is get imported. Now again, let's go back to our header.jsx, and first thing we have to do is to add this logo, correct? So create one folder in assets called images, and inside that image I put the Disney logo. Okay, so just paste it there. Now make sure you will import that logo here first. So import logo from the location you have to go, it means path you have to use. So you can go like this. Okay, so dot from, then we have assets, sorry, images, and then logo.png. Okay, so now our logo is imported. Now here I will remove this header name and just import the image source. Okay. So this is the dynamic logo. Dynamic in the sense it's coming from somewhere else, right? And it's all, we are already imported this logo. So in order to use this, right, you have to use curly braces. Okay, when you are importing from some constant or some variable, right, and then put this logo like this. Okay, name of the logo, and end. Also give some style. So we have to give some width and height. So I will give width of so in class name, right, you can give width. So if you want to give the custom width, okay, to the any tag, right, you can write in square brackets. So that's how Tailwind is quite helpful, right? You can just write like this. Okay, and you will see if I hover on it, you will see the width. Okay, the CSS property width of 18 pixel, correct? And just save this one. Okay, and I will make sure the object is covered, so I will get a proper view. Now if I go back to application, you will see Disney logo, right? And let's do like this. Okay, so you will see Disney logo, correct? Now one more thing I want to tell here. Okay, so right now if you are giving the default value, right, like this, so this is applicable from the small screen, right? If you want to give or you want to change the image size to the medium or larger screen, you have to write like this, medium. Okay, or you want to add some property when the screen is large, then you have to write like this. Okay, so for example, if the screen size is medium or larger, what I will do, I will increase the width size of the image, and when the screen size is medium, I will put the width to 115 pixel. Okay, and if I increase the size, you will see the change, right? If I decrease size, let's see like this, let's see the change, right? So this is what the Tailwind CSS will work. Okay, after that just go to the React icons. Okay, this is the official website for the React, and here you will find a lot of React icons. So make sure you will install this one. I already installed on my project. Just copy this one, go to your terminal and paste it. Okay, and execute that one. So once the React is installed, you have bunch of different icons where you can use it. Okay, just you have to import the statement, and the name of icon you have to replace with this word icon name. Okay, and boom, you can use it anywhere. Okay, so I already have some bunch of icon that I'm gonna use in this project, so I will just import all these icons. Okay, so I'm using hero icon 2, and for a couple of icon I'm using this one, the hero icon, just a hero icon. Okay, also for all our list of menu, right, if you see, let me increase it, the search wait list, right, I created one constant and I will paste it here. Okay, so this list of object contains the name of the name which you want to show, and then the icon. Okay, so the icon which we are giving, like this one, right, the originals, the movie, the kind of things, this all icons we are putting and saving in one constant. Okay, so that we can use it to iterate it, and in order to avoid the repetitive code writing. Okay, now we have to iterate this value, correct? So if you go to the Disney application, right, each of this icon has a each of this menu has an icon and the name, right? So in order to achieve this one, I will create a one more component called header item.jsx and add default template here. Okay, now go back to application, save everything. So here first I will iterate this value, so just write map list, menu dot, in order to iterate you have to map that item. Okay, so item, and then do the arrow functions. Okay, so this is the syntax in order to iterate the list. Okay, and here instead of writing anything, right, I want to iterate this whole header item component, so I will just write like this, header item. Okay, and save it. So for example, 1 2 3 4, so 5 6 times it will iterate this header item, and if I save it and if you go back to our application, you will see this header item is written, okay, multiple times, because in header item we have what, header item. Now what we have to do, we have to pass this name and icon to this header item. Okay, so in order to pass it, right, you can write like this, name, and just write the item dot name. Okay, so in item we have name and icon, and for icon, right, so in order to pass the icon, because we have to use icon as a tag, right, so I will write in capital letter, make sure you will write the capital letter, and here you can pass item dot icon. Okay, once you pass it from here, right, you have to get it, you have to receive that one, right, as a props. Okay, so you can use it like this, or you can destructurize it, okay, to the name and comma icon, like this. Okay, one more thing, when you are using the React icons, right, so the way you have to use it, just to write the name of icon as a tag, you see, like this, and this is how you can use it. Okay, so here, right, the first thing, just write like this, the icon you have to show, right, so icon, and after that I will write h2 tag, and here we'll show the name. Okay, and save it. If you go back to our application, now you will see this home search, right, see, and the icon, I will change the text size, also text color, so just write class name and text of white. Okay, if you see, now it is visible, you see, right, so all our icon and the menu name is visible now. Now give some styling to this one, so let's add, first put it everything in one line. Okay, so if I make it flex, it will be the icon name and name will be in one line. Then make item to be center. Every time when you make the flex, make sure you will do the item center, so it will come vertically. Okay, and I will give some gap between the icon and the this name. Okay, after that give some text size, so give text to 18 pixel, and I will make the font of semi bold. Okay, so font style should be semi bold, and make sure pointer to be cursor. So if you see, right, just type whatever you understand, and if you don't understand any class how to use it, you can search it on Tailwind CSS official website, but anything you want to do it, right, you can find it here directly, and save everything. Now if you go back here, all the styling is applied here. Okay, now put everything in one line. So go back to header.js, and for this one write class name and just write flex. Okay, so once you write the flex, everything will become in one line, and obviously make sure the item to be center, and I will give some gap between these items, so gap of 8, you see. Perfect. Okay, now one more thing, we want to add this user, right? So for now, one more thing, right? This in the header section, right? This section is at the left side and the profile is on the right side, right? So in order to achieve it, right, I will wrap this image and this list of menu in one div like this. Okay, and then another image source I will add it here. So image source, and I will add the link. I already have the link of user profile. Okay, so I will just paste it here and apply some class styling to this. So apply some class name, width of 40 pixel. Okay, and I want the rounded to be full, so it will be in a circle. Okay, so if I open it, go back to application, you will see like this. Okay, now make this flex, and what else we want to do? Okay, so make this as well as a flex. Okay, save it, and you see everything in one line now. Now in order to gap between this, just write justify between, so it will come like this. Perfect. Okay, and one more thing, we want to give some gap here. Just remove from here and put it here. Okay, and item to be in center as well. Okay, perfect. Now give some padding. So I will give some padding to 5 and save it. You see, and this is what it look like, right? You can change the font size as well, it's up to you. So I will change the font size to 15 and save it. See, everything looks similar, right? Now the icon is little different, that's fine, it's up to you how icon you want to use it, right? Next thing, on hover you will see this underline, correct? So in order to do it, right, go back to our header item, and here we Tailwind CSS provide a beautiful property called hover. So on a hover you can add the property which you want. Okay, so in this case you can just add on a hover, I want to show underline. Okay, and save it. You see it's coming, correct? But it's touching to the text, right? And we want to gap between the text and the underline, right? So just write the we have to use some offset, right? So just write underline, and in this case I will write offset 8, right? You can give the custom size, is up to you, but if I hover on this offset, right, you will see the text underline offset. Okay, if I go back, and you will see it's coming beautifully, right? Perfect. So I hope you understand this initial part of the header. Next, right, if you see Disney, if I decrease the screen size, the menus get changed, right? You see, so this is for the responsive, so we are making responsive header. Okay, so navigation bar should be a header. Right now if you decrease the screen size, right, so our menu is not responsive. Okay, so we'll make the responsive. So in this section we will make this navigation bar responsive, right, like this Disney application, right? And we will able to see only 3 menu, and then we have the 3 dot with the multiple one, correct? So go back to our application. Here you will see everything, right? So go to the header.jsx, and here you have to wrap this particular menu first in a one div. Okay, so wrap this in div, and after this one more div. Okay, and then you have to give the flex. Okay, so for this one you have to give flex, so that you will not change anything, and also gap of 8. Okay, like this, and make sure everything is as it is. Perfect. Then copy this one div and paste it below that one. Okay, and once you did it, right, you will see this, you might see 2 menu, right? Here you have to hide it when the screen size is smaller. Okay, and only show this particular navigation when the screen size is medium or larger, right? If I do like this, you will see, right? So hidden, okay, sorry, yeah. And here now this menu is our responsive menu, okay. So that if you see still showing this name and everything, right? So go to hidden item, and when the screen size, here you can add when the screen size is smaller, hide it, okay. Otherwise when screen size is larger, then show it, okay. I will keep it as a block only, so it will show. If I make the screen size is larger, right, it will show, otherwise small. But if you see, we are also showing this per next the another navigation, right? So you can add here when the screen size is medium, hide it, okay. And now if you see, when the screen size is smaller, larger, sorry, or medium, then you will see this navigation. Otherwise you will see only the icon, okay. Perfect. Now the next thing, you just want the first three icons to be displayed on the screen, okay. So here you can add the condition. First add the index in the 0 1 2 item, right? So it's keeping track of the number of item you are iterating. And here you can add index is less than 3 and then show it, okay, like this. Now if you go to the Disney application, you will see these three dots as well. So we want to add that one, correct? So in order to add it, right, we want to add one more header item here. So I just add this header item, okay. On medium I kept hidden, and I'm not passing any value, but here, right, icon is hide dot vertical, which is I added and imported here, okay. So make sure you will do that. And if I save it now, you will see this third icon as well, okay. And if I increase the size, you will not see anything, okay. But if the screen size is smaller, you will see this, okay. So next we will implement this drop down menu, okay. So if you remember, in last section we added this header item and we added this hidden the name of the menu, right? I will remove this one because right now I will put on empty class. I don't want anything, right? We will show this information. So in header we have this second menu for the response unit, right? So here, so instead of this item name, I will pass the empty value, right, like this. And I will decrease the gap size to 5, okay. And if I increase the screen size, right, you will see like this. But on if the screen size is smaller, you will see this screen like this, right? So this is working. Only thing that we can pass the empty string, correct, okay. Now on the click of this one, right, we want to show this the remaining menu, correct. So here what I will do, I will create one div, okay, here. And inside that one, let's create one div, okay. And inside that one I will iterate this menu again, okay. But in this time I will change this condition when index is greater than 3. So remaining one will be displayed on the screen, right? And when index is greater than 3, then only show the menu, right? And if I save it, right, you will see this information. So in this case I will pass the item name, the name of the menu. So item dot name, right, and save it. Then you will see this both the value, correct. Now it's coming below this one, right? So first let's make this absolute position, okay. So I will make absolute and save it, right? It will look like this now. And we will give some margin from the top. So let's give 3, okay. And let's give background. So in this case I will give the custom color background. So this hash code I will use, okay, and save it. So you don't see any change actually. But let's give some border first, border of 1 pixel, okay. And I will give some padding to 3, okay. And what else? So and we can give some gap here, right? So margin from the bottom. So go to the header item and here you can mention the margin. So just write margin bottom 3, okay, and you'll see like this, you see, right? So let's give 2 only. And it's up to you how you want to display, okay. Then go back to header.js and let's make this border color little light. So border to be gray, and I will make it 700. So it will look like this. If you go to the Disney application, right, remove this one, and if you see, right, you will see this border, okay, light border. So same thing we added here. Okay, also we can give padding X to 5, okay, and padding bottom or Y maybe to 3. 3 is already there, so it's less 4, okay, like this. And now it's look good, correct? So if you see Disney, we have original movie and series. So in this case we have original, we don't have original really. Okay, so here light condition to 2, let's see, we get the original as well now. Okay, so this is how simple it is, right? And now on the click of this, only we want to show it, otherwise we want to hide it, correct? So we want to add toggle for this one, right? So define one some value, right? So in this case we will use the state. So this is the React inbuilt hook, right, to set the variable value. So for example, here I can say toggle, where the our value will hold true or false, and in order to set the value for the toggle, we'll write set toggle. Okay, and this is the use state. This is a React inbuilt hook. If you see, right, it will import that particular hook. Okay, and inside that I will write default value as a false. So what it will do, right now the toggle value is false, but in order to set the toggle value, you have to set using the set toggle. Okay, this is the convenient way to understand it. And here you can just say, okay, if the toggle is on, for example here, if the toggle is true, right, only show this particular section. Okay, otherwise, otherwise show nothing. Okay, oh sorry, we want to show it here. Okay, otherwise show nothing. Now if you see, right, it don't show anything. If I make it true, this value as a true, it will show the list of remaining menu. Okay, now let's add the on click function for these 3 dots, right? So for this one, right, I will add it here. You can add it either item, but right now I will add it here, okay, for your understanding purpose. And here what I will do, in order to set toggle, right, on the click of this particular 3 dots, I will write the set toggle function, and I will just, whatever the toggle is there, right, I will revert the toggle value. So for example, if it's true, then I will make it false, or if it's false, I will make it true, right? And this is the exclamation mark function, which help to set the variable negatively. Okay, and set it. Now if I click it, it will show. If I click it again, it will hide it, right? Perfect. So this is what we wanted, and this is what we achieved, right? And if you see, we are getting this underlying as well. In order to fetch the movies, we are going to use the moviedb.org. This is open source API for all the movies, where you will get all the latest trending movies, all their details, the genre, and lot of things. So go to their site and create a new account if you don't have any account before. And once you create the account, just log in to this account. Okay, then you will see this panel. So you will see how much API you use and everything, right? This is completely free, so don't worry. After that, go to the settings, and where you will find the API. Okay, so you will ask to create the API. If they ask, just create it. It's completely free again. Okay, and this is the endpoint in order to fetch movie. Okay, once you got the API, just pass that API key to the URL. Okay, and if I try to open this particular endpoint on the browser, you will see this all the response, right? So for example, for this movie, right, this is a Fight Club movie, and this is the overview for that one. The poster path they mention, okay, which is nothing but the image for the movie, and there are a lot of things. So it also mentioned the when it released, the IMDb score, and the language which is it available, okay, and whether the video is available for this movie or not. Okay, so once you have that particular API, right, then just go to the developers, the moviedb.org, where you will find the documentation for this one, right? So here if you will see the bunch of different category, okay, so including genre. So if you want to available genre, you want to fetch it, you can use this endpoint, just pass the API key. Similarly, if you want to movie, right, here you will see the list of movies, the trending movies or lot of things. Let's see, go to the trending movies. Here you have to pass the media type, so you will see this all the documentation, what type of media you can pass it, right, whether it's a movie or TV. Okay, also the time window. For example, if you want to try it, right, just paste this particular API, send it, add it here, right, and this is the URL. You can try it. Sometimes it will not work here, so just open it in browser and you will see this API response. Okay, so this API response has a trending video for the particular day, not the particular but all the day, and just we are passing the API key and you will see, you'll get the latest all the details of the movie and everything. So we are using this particular API. Before going further, let's make sure you will create the account on this particular website, and then once you have the API, then we will start integrating. So in React, in order to fetch the list of movie from the any API, right, we want one HTTP client. So in this particular project, we are using Axios, which is one of the best HTTP client for Node.js, okay, and the browser. So it's very fast. You can use fetch operator as well, but we are using Axios. As if you are a beginner, this is one of the best HTTP client available right now. So just if you go on the official website, you will see this command in order to install the Axios. So copy this command, go to your project, and in the terminal window just execute this line of command. Okay, and it also help you if you are on the Mac OS, then you have to use yarn, otherwise you have to use npm. Okay, how to use this particular API, you can also check on the this website. Okay, it's very easy. Go to our application, and inside the source folder create one new folder called services. Okay, inside services just create a new file called global API.js. Okay, where we will put all the API calls. Okay, so here I will first define the Axios. Okay, just import this Axios from the Axios. Okay, and initially we have the movie base URL, right, so define that one. So I will create one constant called movie base URL. Okay, and I will just paste that movie base URL. Okay, so this is the movie base URL. So 3 is nothing but the version of that particular API. Okay, and also I will paste the API key which we want for our application. Okay, now let's add the constant, and if you go back to the API, right, trending all day video, so copy this one, I will paste it for now for the reference purpose like this. And we want the trending video, right, so get trending videos, okay, which is equal to Axios dot. So Axios that we already defined, and it provided various CRUD operation like get or post, delete, okay, update, like that. So right now we are fetching data, so we will put the Axios dot get, and here we will pass the base URL first. Okay, then if you see this particular URL, right, we want this particular trending video, so just add it like this. Okay, trending all day, and the API key we have to attach, so just write API underscore key, the similar like this, and we already defined the API key in a constant, so I will just attach that one, API key. Okay, so we have all our this particular API call. Now in order to use this particular API call throughout the application, right, you have to export this one. Okay, so just write export default, and here you can define the API endpoint which you want to export it. Now once you define that, right, you can access anywhere in the application. So now we will develop the slider. if you see this Disney application, it has this beautiful slider and it has a navigation as well. Okay, so we'll implement that one, and if you see on a hover, right, we'll get this beautiful border as well. So we will add that with the Tailwind CSS. So let's go back to our applications. So let's go back to our project, and here go create a new file in a components called slider.jsx and add the default template. Okay, after that go to the app.jsx and make sure after header you will add the slider as well. Okay, so here after header you will see the slider, whatever slider we added, and if you go back to application we will see the slider word, right? Perfect. Now go back slider, and here first we will fetch the all the trending movies. Okay, so we already developed the API, and if you see, right, this is our API, and we are from that API endpoint we will fetch the all the trending movie list. Okay, so here we will use the inbuilt hook called use effect. Okay, so this use effect will help you to execute whenever you will launch this particular component. Okay, so if you passing this empty array, right, then it will execute once your component get loaded. If you did not pass any of this empty array anything, right, then use effect will execute every time, every second you can say. Okay, and it will get executed. So to avoid it, you can just pass the empty array. If you want to execute this use effect only when some variable some component change, then you can pass this the value of that one, and whenever this value is changed, this use effect will get executed. But for now we will pass the empty array. Okay, then create one method called get trending movies. Okay, and this is the arrow function. Okay, and here we have this global API where we define the endpoint. Add this global API and then access the get trending videos. Okay, after that just write then. Okay, and the response. Okay, so make sure you will access with the global API and this get trending videos, right, which we added here, and then you have a method called then and to arrow function to get the response. Make sure you are getting the correct result, so write the response. Okay, and in order to call this function, right, go to the use call this particular method in use effect, right? So whenever this slider component will get load, this get trending movie get called. Okay, now let's go back to the application. Okay, and if I load this application, right, just ignore this above part, and if you see we are getting data. So in this data we have the config and data where all our fetch data is you will find it here. Okay, so right now in the results, right, we have all the list of movies. So right now we are getting the top 20 trending movies. Okay, so in order to access these results, right, just go here and type response dot data, and inside that we want the results only, right? And if you go back here now, if you see, right, we'll get only 20 movies. Okay, and nothing else. So in order to store this, right, we want to put it in some state, right? So define one variable and with the help of use state. So I will define movie list. Okay, and in order to set it, I will write set movie list, and this is the use state. Okay, so right now we will pass the empty array, and now in order to set this movie list, just set it here, and whatever response or data result we will set it to the movie list. Okay, I will remove I will keep it as it is to refer this field name and everything. Okay, now in our movie list we have all this movie list which we fetch, right? Now let's implement and show it on the screen. So here I will define image source first. Okay, so sorry, first we want to iterate this movie list, right? So I will define this movie list. Okay, dot map, and here I will define the item. I will also define the index. Okay, and then the arrow function. So here I will define the image source. Okay, and inside that, right, we want to define the this backdrop path. Okay, so this is nothing but, if you see, this is extension jpg, this is nothing but the image that we want to show it, right? But this is not a complete part, this is just a file name, correct? So our TMDB database, right, that which we are using, it already has one endpoint in order to access the complete image URL, right? So I will just copy it for now and I will paste it here. If you see, right, I created one constant called image base URL, and this is the base URL. Okay, so and after that we will attach this file name. So you can write like this, image base URL plus you want to show item dot and the field name, which is the backdrop path. So paste like this. Okay, and give some class name. It means we will give the some width and height. So here in this case, right, I will give the width. So let's say minimum, we want to show minimum width to be full screen. Okay, and the height I will give the 310 pixel. Okay, so I give the custom height, so that I need to write in a square bracket. Okay, and save it. So here instead of this curly braces, right, we want to add this circular bracket, right? And if you go back to our application, now you will see this list of all the movies, right? Now I will do the object cover first. So do the object cover. Okay, and save it. Now you will see the perfect image. Okay, now it's coming horizontally, sorry, vertically, and we want it horizontally, right? So to this div, right, just add the class name and to be flex. Okay, and save it. And if you see, now it coming horizontally, right? But you can't able to scroll it, right? Just so here you just mention the overflow x auto. Okay, so if you hold on this, so it will, this is the CSS property, overflow x auto. Okay, and if you go back now, you can able to scroll it. Okay, perfect. Now if you see that our image is getting cut, the top section is getting cutted, right? So you can just say, after object cover, you can say object left crop, right? So left top, so the top section, you will see this top section. Now you will see. Okay, and then you can add some margin and padding. So in this case, I will first give the margin to the right. Okay, so you will get some margin, you will not able to see here, but I'm giving margin. And here let's give it full, and then I will give padding x-axis, okay, to 16, and on padding y I will give 4. Okay, and save it. Now you will see the change, right? It's coming like this. Okay, now let me add some rounded corner. So I will add rounded corner to be large, maybe I will add this medium only. Okay, and if you see, it's working perfectly fine. Okay, now I don't want this scroll bar. If you see this in the application, it don't have a scroll bar, but instead that we have the buttons, right? So just type Tailwind CSS no scroll bar npm, right? You will see this npm library. So just copy this one and paste it in your terminal. Okay, I already installed it, so just go here and paste it and execute this one. Okay, once you did it, right, if you see this documentation, so in tailwind.config.js file, you have to add this plugin. Okay, so go to your tailwind.config.js file and make sure in the plugin section you will add this particular line. Okay, now let's go back to our page, which is our slider, and inside this one you just need to write scroll bar none. Okay, if you go to this one, right, you will see how to use this one. So you just write to scroll bar none, and for this div I will define scroll bar as a none. Okay, and if you save it, let's go back here. If you see, you don't see anymore, right? Right now you can't scroll, but with the help of keyboard arrow you can able to scroll it. Okay, perfect. Now the next thing that we want, right, to add these buttons. Okay, so I will use this hero icon again, and if you see, right, I will use this chevron left and right. So just copy that one. I already have. Okay, so let me copy this one. Okay, so left one, and I will add it just before this one. So I will wrap with one more div. I will paste it here, and if you see error, right, you will see this error because this return item should be in one HTML tag. So that's the reason we have to define like this. Okay, and same I will do the for right. Okay, and make sure you will add it. So I will import it is right. If you see, I imported that two icons. Okay, and if I save and if you go back here, you will see this icon at the corner, right? It's not visible right now, but let's give some styling. So style it. I will say text to be oh sorry, so it need to be a class name, and this need to be a double bracket. Okay, like this. And here I give the text to be white. Okay, so it will be more visible. Okay, and now let's give some styling. So first I will add the text size to be 30 pixel, and then I will make it absolute because I want this particular one right hover on the image. So that's the reason I give the position to be absolute. And then let's give some margin x on 8, and if you see, this is how it looks for now, right? And let's give some margin top to be 150 pixel. Okay, and if you see, now it's coming in the center, right? Now how I decided 150 pixel, if you see, the height of our image is 310, right? So depends on that one, I added this margin from the top. Okay, so same thing you have to apply for the right one as well, but I will also add the cursor pointer and save it. Now same thing I will add it here and paste it, but in this case, right, we want this on the right hand side. So just type right to be 0 because we added the position to be absolute. Okay, if I save it, you will see this both the icons. Okay, right now it will not work because we did not add anything, right? Now one more thing, right? If I decrease the screen size, right, if I decrease the screen size, I don't want this navigation bar anymore because with the help of mobile view, right, I can easily navigate it. So in order to avoid that, right, first when the screen is smaller, you can just hide it. Okay, and when screen is medium or larger, you can show it, or you can say okay, just show as a block. Okay, display as a block. So we have to paste it both this line for this icon as well, and then save it. Now if you go back here, I will decrease the screen size, and if you see, right now it's medium, but as soon as I touch the small screen size, it will be invisible, right? And if you select the mobile view, right, let me refresh it, you will see this image, right, and it's vertical. Right now we don't want that one, right? So for the image as well, just give this height when the screen size is medium, otherwise you don't need to give any size. And if you see now, you will see this, right, perfect. Okay, and when I increase the screen size, you will see this, and also we will get the navigation arrow as well. Now add the click events to the navigation slider. So on the click of right or left, slider will navigate. Okay, so first just give the use the one inbuilt hook again, the React inbuilt hook. Okay, so define one constant, and I will write element reference, which is equal to use reference. Okay, so what it will do, it will refer to the element, right, and it will give the access to that HTML elements. So only thing you need to do here to write the reference here. Okay, so just write reference, which is equal to element reference. Okay, now you can access this element, you have control on that one. That's the reason we give the element reference, right? And now here you can define on click method, but before that we will define two function. So constant slider right, okay, which is equal to element. So we will pass the element, and then some operation we can do here. So here I can write element dot scroll here in this case we want to scroll left, and then on the left we will add the value plus is equal to, right? So in this case we will add, for example, 800. Okay, and same thing you have to copy for the left scroll. Okay, so you can say left, but here now we will do the minus. Okay, so this is very important to understand how it works. Okay, and now here you can define the on click method. Okay, so define the function, and on the, because you have to define this one very carefully, otherwise it will execute every time. If you define like this, for example, if I define like this, okay, it will get executed multiple times. Okay, it's infinite time it will get executed. So to avoid that, you have to write arrow function like this. Okay, so here I will write slider left, right? This is a left arrow, and then I will again copy this for our right arrow. So I will just write right, and here you have to pass the element reference. Okay, dot current. So current element, so whatever the current value for the slider is showing on the screen, for that one we are passing to this element. Okay, now if I save it, go back to our application, if I click on it, you will see it's getting changed, right? And if you see like this, but it's very fast. We want smooth animation, right? So go back to our code, and here you can define scroll to be a smooth. So just write scroll be smooth, right? And if I save it, go back to our application, if I see, now you can able to scroll it smoothly, correct? But you will see, if you see, right, you're getting both the image at one, right? And we don't want that one. If you see here at once, you will see this, right? So the only thing here we have to do to depends on the dimension of the screen, we will provide this value. Okay, so define one constant and just write dimension width, screen width. Okay, and I will define like window dot, and you can define the dimension here. So it provides a lot of different properties. So I want inner width. Okay, so inner width nothing but the screen, the width of this screen. Okay, and now let's take the screen width and define here. Okay, now depends on the plus minus, we will define screen width, and also we already give the padding on the both the x-axis, right? So I will remove that one here, and same with this one. Okay, and then save it. Now if you go back here, refresh the application, if I click next, you will see only whole image get changed. You see, right, beautifully. And that's what we wanted, and it worked for the left navigation or the right navigation perfectly. Okay, now the last thing we remaining is on a hover, right? We will give this border, correct? So go to the image, here we will define on hover, we want to give the border. So just give the border of width 4 pixels, so custom width I give. Okay, and also give the border of gray color. Okay, so gray, and we'll get a lot of options, so you can select either any of them. So right now I select 400, and then save it, and if you see, I can able to get border, but it's very instant, right? There is no animation. So you can just write transition all to give the smooth animation and the duration as well. So in this case I will give 100, and the animation type which is in out. Okay, so if you see, perfect. So you can just give is in, and let's see how it looks. Look, right? If you go back here, you'll see, and same way we did it. Okay, perfect. So I hope you understand this particular section to add the slider similar to a Disney application. Okay, if you have any doubt, any questions, just comment in the comment section, or you can directly message me on my Instagram channel, which is @TubeGurji. And if you did not subscribe to my channel, then please subscribe to my channel, and in next video we will add this beautiful category. And if you see that beautiful animation on the background, the video is playing on the background on the hover, so that particular styling we will add in our next video. Okay, so please watch the next video as well. In this video we will implement this particular productions section. Okay, so if I hover on it, right, you will see the video is playing on the background and the name of the production house. Okay, so there are 5 production house with the 5 different videos. If I hover any of these, you will see this on background it playing the video. So let's go back to our application, and I already added the all the images which we need. Okay, and then I also add the video for it. Okay, so I also put the link in the description where you can access that video and images for your project. Also, if you don't have a background color but define the app.css under the root class, then please define it. Go to the component and create a new file called production house.jsx. Add the default template and save it. Then go back to app.jsx file. Here you can add the component that which you created. Okay, and save it. And if you go back to our application, you will see this production house name is coming. Okay, now in production house, right, we have to make sure that our images and video is need to be imported in this particular component. Okay, so I will add this Disney and the path for that particular one, and I'm just importing that in this particular component. Okay, so make sure you also import it. And also I created one list. Okay, so I will paste it here, and it just simple list contain the ID, then the image, okay, which we imported from our local assets, and same for the video as well. Okay, so I will say production house list. Okay, so once it is ready, right, we will start coding. So once you done with this one, iterate this particular value. Okay, because we want to show it on the screen, so you have to iterate it. So just write production list dot map inside the curly braces, and then you have to write the arrow function, then add one div. Okay, so first thing we will add the image. Okay, so just write image source, and inside the image source we will add the item dot image, right, because we have to show the image. Okay, and the class name I will give the width to be full. Okay, and save it. Now if you go back to our application, you will see this name, right, Disney Pixar Marvel is coming, but it's too much big and we don't want vertically, we want horizontally. So here to this div one, right, the parent div, we will mark it as a flex. Okay, so it will come in horizontally, right. Now if you see, right, we want to use some padding and a lot of things, so give some styling. So here just add the let's go back to our VS Code, and for this image we want to add the right now. Okay, let's add some styling and margin to this div. So for this div I will say border, we want to add border of 2 pixel. Okay, and also I give the color of border, so let's add the color of border like gray. I will like 600, and if you go back and see, you will see this border. Okay, now let's give some gap as well. So I will give gap of 5, so you have to give in the this div. So I will give gap of 5, and let's save it. Let's see how it looks. Okay, now give some rounded corner. So for this div you can add the rounded corner as well. So just write rounded, okay, large, and save it. Okay, and if you go back, you will see this corner to be rounded. Okay, here what I will do, I will give some padding first. Okay, so add padding of 2, and on x-axis I will add the padding of 16. Okay, and if you see, it will align with this particular slider, right? But on smaller screen I want to change this padding, so when the screen is smaller, right, we can give padding of 5, and when it's medium then it will be a pixel 16. And if I decrease the screen size, right, so it will look like this. Okay, because on mobile screen as well we want to look at all these things need to be look right carefully. Also make sure this gap should be on medium, and when it's smaller screen we should use a gap of 2 only. Okay, and if you see, it's perfectly working. Okay, perfect. Now on hover we want to scale this size. Okay, so let's go back to our VS Code. In here we can add hover functionality. So on a hover you can scale to 110 and save it. Let's see, right, it's coming, but we want a smooth animation, right? So just write transition all, and the duration should be 300. Okay, and animation should be easy in out. Okay, so if you go back and if you see, it's working, right? I will add the cursor pointer. So add the cursor pointer. Okay, and if you see, perfect. Now it's time to add the video. Okay, so simple HTML, we have the video tag. Okay, and inside video tag we have to provide the source of the video. Okay, so in this case we can provide item dot video. Okay, and close the tag, and if you go back now you will see this video is coming down, right? Now here we want to give some styling for this, but before that in video we have some properties in order to play the video, right? So here you can say autoplay. So whenever we show it, right, we want to play it right now, you will not able to see that change, but make sure you will add that one. And we also want to loop it, right? Even though the video is complete, we want to loop it. Okay, and this is placed in line, right, that functionality. Now let's add the styling. So add the class name, and here you can say we want absolute position, and we want at the top, right? So it will be on hover on this image. If you see, right, it will be like this, and if you see, if I hover on it, right, it's showing this image. Okay, now here is thing, right? Let's add the corner, because if you see, this video has a 90-degree corners. We want it rounded, right? So I will round it and I will set medium, and if you see, right, it perfectly working. Okay, now the thing is, let's add some opacity to this video, right? So I will add z index to be 0, and if you see, it will not make any change, but we want to add that one. And for this one, right, for this image we will add the z index to be 1. Okay, so now it working like this. Now the next thing, let's add the opacity for this video, right? Because on hover only we want to show the video, so you can write opacity to be 0 initially, but if I hover on it, right, then make the opacity to be 50. Okay, means 50% visible. So you'll see Disney video also is showing, and everything is showing perfectly, right? Now if you see, right, I just rerun the project, right? And then once you rerun, you can put it video here or you can put it here, and if you see the changes, right, if I hover on it, you will see these changes, right? And the video is playing in background, you will see this particular production house name, and it only when you will hover on this one, right? Perfect. And if you see this, our Disney application is similar. Okay, now if you see, right, it's not visible to eyes, but if I decrease the size of this one, it's not working sometimes, but you have to use the shadow for these boxes, right? So if you go back our application to this div tag, right, you can add the shadow. So in this case I will add the shadow Excel, and shadow color to be a black. Okay, so shadow be a black. Okay, and save it. And if you go back, it's not visible, but we added the shadow. You can check by just changing the color, because it's matching the background color. But if you change the color to something like gray 800 and save it, you will see the changes, right? And it's up to you how you want to show. I will keep this 800 shadows, look good to me, and if I hover, everything's working fine. Okay, perfect. So in next section we will add this recommended for you video and this different category video. Okay, and we will add this particular animation on hover and everything. So let's see in our next section. So in the last section we implement this production house section, and in this video we are going to implement this particular section. Okay, so it has a movie list, and on the scroll right you can move to the left, move to the right. Okay, on a hover you will see this border, some animation effect, and a lot of things, right? We also implement this particular uh, category wise or genre wise movie listing. Also we will add this particular section as well, where you can view the big movies. Okay, so let's go back to our application. So here I added the couple of things, right? I created one folder called constant, and in that constant I added this general list, right? You can access the general list from my the source code. I added the link in the description. So in this, right, this general list I get it from the TMDB API and it has a ID and the name of the genre, right? So it has a different ID for the each genre. This ID we are passing to the API so that it will return the specific movie list from that particular genre. If you go to the global API, I also added this particular endpoint, okay, and this base URL as well. Okay, it's little bit different that what we have previously. And here we are in the get movie genre by ID, we are passing the genre ID, okay, here. And make sure you will import export that particular one so that we can use it. Now let's go back to our components and create a new file called genre movie list.jsx, and here add the default template. So first access this, we have to iterate this list of genre, right? So you can write like this: genre movie list or genre list, and in the genre list we exported the genre, correct? Then map it and the arrow function. Okay, so here we have to print the name of the genre. If you see this particular Disney application, right, we have different genre, animated movies, originals, right, comedies, action and adventure, like this. So let's iterate that one first. So I will write in div tag, okay, and inside the div tag we'll add h2, and in that h2 tag we will add the item dot name, okay, which is our genre name, okay, and save it. Now if you go back to our application, you will not see anything. The reason is you have to add this genre movie list in app.jsx. okay, so go to the app.jsx and make sure you will import this particular component, so which is the genre movie list, okay. And then if you go back, you will see the list of genre, okay. So for our example, I will just iterate the first 4 genre. So here you can write the condition. So first you have to add the index which contains the value 0, 1, 2, 3, and then add the index here, so less than is equal to 4, like this, and okay. So only first 5 item, because it's equal to 4, so only first 5 item will be visible on the screen. And if you go back, right, if you see action, adventure, animation, comedy and crime, these are the first 5 genre which displaying on the screen. Now let's give some styling to this h2 tag. So I will write class name to be text 20 pixel, then text to be white, then text to be font to be bold, font to be bold, and save it, okay. And if you go back now, you will see this particular styling is applied to this our genre name, okay. Also let's give some padding and margin, okay. So on small screen I will give padding of 8, and on x-axis I will give padding of 8, okay. On the medium screen I will give the padding of x-axis on to be 16, and if you see, it will come in the line of this particular slider, okay. Perfect. Now we have to add this list, right? If you go check the Disney application, we have 1, 2, a lot of things, right? And every time we cannot add this component again and again, so we have to iterate this one. So what I will do, in the component I will create another file called movie list.jsx. okay, add the default template, and I will use this movie list inside this genera movie list. Okay, so here I will add that component movie list. Okay, and if you see, as soon as I add this one, right, you will see the name called movie list here, right, because we added this component, and everywhere you will see this, correct? Now what you have to do, you have to pass the genera id, okay, from this item to the movie list. Okay, so let's pass the genera id, which is equal to movie dot item dot id. Okay, and as a props you have to accept it here. Okay, so it contains the genera id. Okay, now we have the genera id. Now we have to pass this genera id to the API to fetch the all the movie list which is belong to that particular genera id. So create one constant and write one method called get movie by genera id. Okay, and this is the arrow function. Here we have endpoint in a global API, so just access that one. So we have the get movie by genera id, and here we have to pass this genera id here. Okay, and then we'll get the response. So just write it in console. So I will write in response dot data dot results. Okay, so this response dot data dot result contain the list of movies. Okay, but in order to call this method, we have to write a use effect function. Okay, as I told you, use effect, when you pass the empty array, right, use effect will execute only once when the components will get load. So call this particular method, and if you see, right, let's go back to our application and see in the console by going to the inspect panel and check whether we are getting this list of movies. If you see, right, we are getting the list of movies, the first 20 movies from each category. So it has all these details, right, title of the movie and everything. Perfect. Now we have to save this in some variable. So create one constant and set it as movie list, and then another set movie list. Okay, which is equal to use state. So in with the help of inbuilt hook of React use state, we will save this all the movie list. Okay, so let's set movie list, and inside that we will add this particular data. Okay, now this movie list contains all our information. Okay, now here you have to iterate that. Okay, so we have the list of movies. Okay, but if you see, right, each of this category, okay, contains a number of cards, movie cards, right, we can say, and we have to, if for example in our response, right, we will see 20 movie list, and horizontally we have to show 20 list of movies, correct? So in this section, right, now iterate this movie list first. So here you can define movie list, okay, dot map item, you can give index and the arrow function. Okay, and let's instead of, right, coding the movie card here, I will create a new component. So here create a new component called movie card dot jsx, add the default template. Okay, and here I will write the movie card. Okay, and save everything. Now this movie card, if you see, right, we got the lot of movie card because we have 20 movies in each genre, and we are executing this movie, we are iterating this movie card 20 times, and in the movie card is returned. That's the reason is iterating 20 times for each of this category. Okay, which is good. That is what we wanted, right? Now what we have to do, in the movie card we are going to implement this image with the image, the border, the effect and everything. Okay, and each time we are passing the a single movie to this movie card. So here I will write movie. Okay, this is contain only one movie, and then item dot So here, okay, just we have to pass the item because item contains everything, right? And go to the movie card. Here you have to accept as a prop as a movie. Okay, now we have the movie. Let's add the image source here, and inside this I will write movie dot. So in this case, right, it's, if you see, right, this is a horizontal and it contains the name of movie, but we don't have horizontal posters or banner. Okay, so in this case we will use the vertical banner, which is the poster path. Okay, so you have to write poster path, but as you know that we use in the slider this particular base URL for the image, right? So copy this one and use it here. Okay, so this base URL we need it not here, in the movie card. Okay, and we have to add it here. So image base URL plus this one. Okay, and if you save everything, let's go back, and if you see, we are getting the list of movies and everything, right? Let me, now it's too big, obviously. We have to give some styling and some margin and everything, right? So now you have this image source, right? I don't want this div, so I will keep it empty like this, and let's give some styling to this one. So class name, right, and inside that I will give width of 110 pixel. Okay, and if you see, it will look like this. Okay, now this is I want to 110 to be on small screen. On medium screen we can give the 200. I will give the 200 pixel. Okay, and if you go back now, this is a medium or larger screen, it will be a 220 pixel, but we want to show it on horizontal way, right? So in the movie list, right, to this div, just define a class and add it as a flex. Okay, once you add it as a flex, everything will be in one line. Okay, but you can't obviously scroll, because if you see, right, it will look like this. So you have to define overflow x atto. Okay, and if you see now, we have this scroll bar now. Okay, so its scroll bar is happening. Now let's give some styling to this one. So here you have to define some gap. So here I will give gap of 8, and if you know, right, in slider we added this scroll bar hide, scroll bar none, right? So let's add that one. So I will say scroll bar none here. So in order to hide the scroll bar, if you see now, we don't see any scroll bar. Okay, but on the keyboard arrow function we can move left and right. Okay, also let's add some styling to this image, right? So if you go back to the movie card, I can say rounded corner to be large. If you see, rounded to be large, right? Now if you go back to our Disney application, on hover only we are able to see this border, right? On hover effect only, and once I move the mouse from this particular movie, the border is gone. So I will say on hover, add the border of 3 pixel and the border color to be gray of 400. If you see, if I hover on this one, right, you see the border. Okay, and also I want to scale the size of the image. So on hover only, right? So on hover, oops, on hover I want to scale it to 110. Okay, if I see, it's working, right? But if you observe, right, the top portion is getting cut, right? So in order to fix this, right, we have to give some padding from the top in a movie list. So here I will give some padding top to 5 and on padding X to be 3. Okay, and let's see now. If you say, we also want to give padding from the bottom, so let's give padding from bottom to be 10. Okay, and if you see, it's working, right? You can decrease the padding from bottom to 5 and let's see how it looks. Okay, perfect. Now border is coming, but it's very fast, you don't see smoothness. Okay, so in movie card, just add the transition to be all and Duration should be, for example, 150. Okay, and ease in, I will put only ease in. Okay, and if you see, you will see this change, right? Now let's add the cursor pointer as well here, and if you see, it's working fine. Okay, I hope you understand this particular until this point everything. Okay, and also if I decrease the screen size, right, if I decrease the screen size, this image size get changed, and if I screen size medium, the image size is get changed. Now the point is, how can we move this, because without keyboard you can't move left and right. So if I go to the Disney application, we will see this arrow, right? You can move right, you can move left, right? So let's add that one. So if you remember on slider, we added this particular functionality, right? Same thing we will add it here. So I already added have code for that one. So go to the movie list, right? And inside the movie list, wrap this one div, and inside that I will push this line of code. Okay, so this is the left button click, and this is the right one. Okay, if you see, the source code is already there in the description, you can check. It's very simple, the same way which we added for the slider, we are adding for this movie list as well. Okay, also you have to make sure that you are adding the reference. Okay, and make sure you will import it, and also we have to add this left and right slide methods, right? So this is the slide left, slide right, and also make sure you have to add the reference for your div which you are trying to move, right? So for this div I added the reference as well. If you save everything, let's go back to our application. Let's see, we got one error. So let's see the error. Okay, so it's saying this icon is not defined, right? So make sure when you add it, right, you have these icons, you are gonna import it. Okay, so let's import this particular icons. So I will import it, okay, and save it. Now let's go back to our application, and if you see, right, you are getting these buttons. Okay, if I increase the screen size, right now if you see, right, we are only getting this left buttons. I don't know why right now not showing. Okay, let's see the issue. So this is the right one, and the position is absolutely right. Let's see what's the issue. Okay, so if you see, right, we are getting this button below this one. So let's say it's absolute position. Okay, and once if we say the absolute, right, it's going somewhere behind this one. So make sure you keep like this, and make this div to be relative, so this absolute will be applicable only for in this particular div, right? And once we did it, if you see, we are getting this button now, right? Now if I click it, right, this scroll is not smoothly. If you see Disney application, right, scroll is smooth. So to this div, just right scroll to be smooth, right? This is how easy with the Tailwind CSS when you work and learn the Tailwind CSS. If I click right now, you see movement is on left, on right, on hover, you will see this effect. So this is how easy and to do the styling in the Tailwind CSS. Okay, so and let's see whether it work in small screen. If I do the small screen, right, I am hiding this particular arrow, because on small screen you can able to move with the help of your fingers, right? If I am on small screen, I can move like this, right? See, perfect. So I hope you understand this particular section. Okay, in the next section we will implement how to add this particular in middle of this list, right? You want to change the layout of this movie list, for example, in this, right, if you see, it's completely changed the layout. Somewhere is horizontal banner, but here vertical banner. So I will teach you how to do it. Okay, so in next section. So in this section we will implement this kind of things, right? So if you see, most of them in the Disney application, you will see this banner view movie list, right? And at the some places the vertical banner list you will see. In our application we mostly showing the vertical banners for the movie, but in this case at some places we will show the horizontal banner listing. Okay, because we are little bit giving the twist for our application. So let's go back to our application. In the component, right, create a new component called large movie card dot jsx, or you can say horizontal movie card, right? So I will write hr movie card dot jsx. Okay, add the default template. Now in the movie list, right, we are using this movie card to display each movies, right? This is this particular movie item we are displaying with the movie card. So in this case we have to replace this with the hr movie card after certain period of genre, right? For example, for the third genre, every time whenever we show the third genre, we want the horizontal movie list, right? So we have to pass some value from the genre. Okay, so what I will do it here, for this movie list, right, in the movie list item I will pass the index value. So just write index, okay, which is equal to index value. Okay, and this index value contains 0 1 2 3. Okay, so every time when we are rendering this movie list, we will get the index here, right? So I added this index, so this will be like this. Okay, and then I will check it here. Okay, so what we'll do, I will wrap this first in a blank tags. Okay, and here I will check if index which we are getting props from the general movie list mod 3 is equal to 0. So this is the condition we are checking. Okay, otherwise you have to show this movie card. Okay, and if this condition matches, then we will render this our horizontal movie list card. Okay, so if you see, right, this is a ternary operator, okay, which is popular. So instead of if else loop, we will use this ternary operator, right? So what it will do, it will check if index value mod 3 is getting 0 or not. Okay, and if we are getting this value, then we are showing the hr movie card. Otherwise we will show this our regular movie card, okay, which is a vertical banner. Now if I save it and let's go back to our application, right, you will see this. At the first we are seeing, then second, third no, then for fourth for comedy we are getting this hr movie card, right, kind of thing. So we have to make sure that one. Now let's go back to our hr movie card. Okay, what I will do, I will just copy paste the existing movie card. Okay, so I will copy this movie card in hr movie card like this. Okay, and instead of this poster path, right, also make sure you will add this base url. Okay, so you can define this base url in some constant file, so that you can't enter the use it every time in every or define every time in each component. But for now we will define like this. And here instead of poster path, right, if we go back to our console and let's go to the console, here you will see this array, right? So here you will see this backdrop path. Right now we are using the poster path, right? So we will use this backdrop path. So replace this poster path with the backdrop path and save it. Now if you go back to our application, we are getting some error. Let's check what's the error. So it's saying movie is not defined, right? Because we have to accept the prop, okay, as a movie, and we have to make sure from movie list we are passing this prop, because it's similar like movie card, right? So I will pass it like this. Okay, and here I am accepting as a movie. So I will accept like as a movie. Okay, and make sure you save it everything. And if you go back, right, I'm getting this horizontal now, you see, right? But right now, if you see, right, for this one we don't have any movie name or anything displaying, correct? So in order to do add the movie titles and everything, right, I will add the h2 tag here, and inside this h2 tag I will add the uh, movie dot title. So title of this movie, right? If you check now, right, it's showing like this, correct? Because right now we did not add it in a div or anything, right? So you can add the section here, or you can add the div tag as well, it's up to you. Okay, and if I save it, you will see this like this, right? Because for this section we did not apply any flex, and in the movie list, right, we applied the flex. That's the reason on the UI it will look like this, because this particular title we have to give some width for the title. So what I will do, so whatever the image size we have, right, we will give the same size. So here I will change to 260 for a horizontal way. So let's say 260, and just copy this and paste it here. Okay, and save it. Now if you go back, you will see the change, you see, right? And we also getting this name of the movie. So let's give some styling to this movie title. So let's get text to be white, and also I will give some margin from the top to be 2. Okay, and if you see, okay, it's working perfectly. Also on hover, right, I also want to hover this scale this font. So I will just copy this line of code and remove from here, and I will put it to the section, so whole section will get scale. Okay, so now if you see everything will get scale, right? Also if you see this particular arrow, right, is coming down, correct? And here this is looks good, but for this one is coming down because we gave some margin from the top, right? So to fix this issue, let's go to the movie list and we define the icon over here, right? So depends on the index which we defined, right? Depends on that one, we will change the margin from the top, whether we want to give 150 pixel or we want to give 100 pixel. So what I will do, I will wrap this in this particular code, right? Remove this single quote from here, and then wrap this whole thing in a outside that you have to wrap it in a curly braces like this. Okay, then in order to write the dynamic condition, right, on dynamically you want to apply the style, you have to write dollar. In between that you can write the condition. So in this case I will write this condition index, okay, mod 3 is equal to 0. Then I want the margin. So the property that the class, right, Tailwind CSS class, you have to write in a code that time margin top to be 100 pixel. Okay, otherwise again in a code you can write this margin. Okay, so when index size index is index which is providing from the general movie list is mod 3 is equal to 0, then we are giving just margin top for this particular icon to be 100 pixel. So if you save it, you will see this change, right? If you see, right, this particular icon coming up now, it only applicable for this kind of movie listing, right? So what I will do, I will decrease it again, let's say 80 pixel, and check it now how it looks. Okay, this is look good. You have to apply same class and same condition for this arrow as well. So copy this line of code, okay, paste it here, remove this one, make sure you will wrap this everything in code and change this code to this kind of code. Okay, perfect. And if I go back here, you will see this, right? If I increase the screen size, you will see this change. Perfect. If I hover it, everything looks good, right? So I hope you understand this part, right? Now depends on you how you want to give styling. It's up to you how you want to give animation. Now if you see, right, I am giving lot of space, you can remove that space as well. So if I go back to the general movie list, right, we are giving some padding, margin, So you can change that and you can play with it. It's up to you how you want to handle it. Okay, so I hope you understand this particular section, and we pretty much completed this Disney clone. Okay, and as I say, this is fully responsive, right? Even though on if I convert it into mobile view, right, you will see this particular beautiful section. And let's see, this menu also got changed. If I decrease the screen size, right, then the slider as also, then this particular section, and finally the list of movies. So if you have any question regarding whatever we learned for the Disney clone, then let me know in the comment section, or you can directly message me on the Instagram. Also, you can follow me on the Instagram. You can join my Telegram channel. The description, the link are in the description, so you can check it out. Hello everyone. So we are in the final section of this Disney course tutorial. Okay, and I'm very excited. So right now we completed our application. Okay, and if you see everything we completed. If you have any question until now, you can, as I say, you can comment it in the comment box. Okay, or you can directly message me on the Instagram. Also, now the last point here, we need to deploy this application on some hosting so that anyone can able to access your website. Okay, so first of all, if you don't know how to deploy it on the Vercel, or you want to deploy on share hosting, then watch this my video carefully. Okay, first thing, we are using GitHub to push our code to the GitHub first, and from there we will deploy our application to the Vercel. Okay, so if you don't have any account on a GitHub, then create a new account, and make sure you have to follow the step to in order to push the code. Okay, so I already created the account and I already pushed some of the code. Okay, so right now I will just push my existing code. So I will check, I will add a code and then I will commit it. Okay, I will just push add the message final. Okay, and then I will push it. Okay, so right now it's saying everything's up to date, so I already push everything on a GitHub. Okay, and everything is ready, so my code is here, all the required files are there. Right now, the next point, once you push your code to GitHub, or you can use GitLab, it's up to you, then open a Vercel. Okay, and if you don't have an account on a Vercel, then create a new account. Okay, and here once you are in this page, right, this is a dashboard, click add new. So click add new and select the project. Okay, here right now I'm getting this GitHub repository access, right, but you can choose you from the GitLab or GitHub, it's up to you. Right now I connected to GitHub. Okay, and once you push your code, you will see the project name over here, right? So whatever it is in the GitHub, it will display here, and you will see this icon. So this icon is Vite icon, right? So because we created the application with the help of Vite, and just thing you need to do to click on import. Okay, here you have to give the project name, framework, everything are okay, right? You don't need to do anything right here because we don't have any special configuration in our application, and just say deploy. Okay, within a few seconds your application will get deployed, and if you see, right, the deployment is started and it's getting built. Okay, so we'll wait for a few moments, and if you see, right, our application get deployed, right, within a few seconds our applications get deployed. Here you will see the preview. If you click on it, okay, you will see our application is deployed on this particular domain, disney-clone.eta.7.vercel.com, right? And now you can access through anywhere. Okay, but if you want to change the domain name, right, just go back, say continue dashboard, and here I think you can change the domain name, right? So just click on view domains. Okay, And if you see, right, I changed this Disney clone dash tube Guruji. Okay, and now if I open this particular URL, I can able to see my application. Now you can try this one. I put this link in the description and you can try it. Okay, if you want to deploy your application on your own shared hosting, right, then link is in description. Watch that particular video, watch this video, and then you will get to know how to deploy it. Okay, and guys, if you have any question, as I say, please comment in the section, or direct message me on the Instagram as well. Okay, the next course is much more interesting, and I'm sure that you will love it, right? We are building a mobile application with the help of React Native. So please subscribe to my channel if you did not subscribe, and keep smiling. Thank you. Hey there, my name is Rahul, and in this video I am going to show you how to create a powerful Hulu clone 2.0 using some of the latest technology with the latest tech trends. We are going to be using React as a front end, Vite as a build tool, Tailwind CSS for our styling, and TMDB open source API to get list of movies. And to the top of it, we are going to learn how to deploy all our application on Vercel. If that was not enough, we will also be using TypeScript to make entire website fully responsive across all devices. If you are ready to learn some new skill, then let's get started. Alright, so I just want to show you a quick overview of the functionality which we have in the application. So in this application we did the cloning of the Hulu, okay, and we gave the name Hulu 2.0. If you see on the header, we will see this beautiful menu, and on top, on hover on the each of the menu, we will get this beautiful background effects. Okay, then we have search buttons. So I will tell you how to use the React icons, which is official React icon library. Then if you come here, you will see the how to use Tailwind CSS to give this beautiful gradient effect and write the text on the image. Also we have this beautiful slider, movies list slider. Okay, so I will tell you how to do show it horizontally. Even though you are new, that's fine. We will learn everything from the scratch. Also, if you see, if hover on any of this list, you will get this beautiful animations, the border and layout get changed. Okay, also if you want to slide this list, right, we have this beautiful button where you can slide to left or slide to the right. Okay, so depends on the what list you are want to move the right or left, depends on that it will work. Also this side is fully responsive. If I decrease the screen size, it will adopt and it will change the layout automatically. So if you see now, if it look like in mobile view, and you can completely check how it looks, right, the menu get changed and the layout of the application also get changed little bit. So this is fully responsive and it will work on any devices. It doesn't matter the screen size and everything. So watch this full video and we will learn everything from the basic. Even though if you are new to the React, don't worry, I will teach you everything. So before doing any further delay, let's begin. And if you did not subscribe to my channel, subscribe to my channel. So let's go to the desired folder and open command prompt by typing the cmd. Then in order to create the Vite application for the React, just type npm create Vite at latest and enter it. So it will ask the project name. So in this case we will give Hulu clone. Okay, and enter. Then it will ask the framework which you want to use. So for us, we are using the React. Okay, and which language do you want to use this for this one? Okay, so we'll use JavaScript. So even though if you use TypeScript, right, there is not so much different. so either one you can use it. Okay, so let's use the TypeScript and done. If you go with the React, creating the React app using the command create React app, it will take a long time to add all the dependency and everything. But in this case, it's quite easy and quite fast. Then go to your project folder by typing command in command like cd and hulu clone and enter. So now you are in the project. Just type npm install, it will install a dependency. But even though it's installing dependency, right, it's quite fast than the creating the React app and installing the all the React packages. So that's the reason build tool is quite fast and quite useful. And now if you see the all the packages are installed. Now in order to go to the VS Code, just type code space dot and it will open the project in the VS Code. And if you see, we are in a project. On the left hand side you will see all the files and folder. It's a similar structure that we are creating from the using the create React app. Only thing that if you see, right, it's a TypeScript, that's why it's coming as a tsx. Okay, TypeScript XML, and otherwise everything is similar. One more, they added that vid.config.ts file where they added the React plugin. If you see plugin, and they added the React. And yeah, so let's start creating the folder structure. Now before creating the folder structure, we will install the tailwind css. So go to the just type react tailwind css, or you can just type vite tailwind css because we are using the vite. It's not much more difference, but let's go with the vite because we are using vite. So first step to create a project, we already done with this, right? Then execute this line of command. So copy it and go to your project folder, go to the terminal and say new terminal. Here you can just paste it and that's all. Okay, next go back and copy this second command. So once you execute this second command, right, it will add these two files, tailwind config.js and post css config.js. Once that file is get added, you have to copy this all line of code and you have to paste it in tailwind.config.js, which is our step number 3. Oh sorry, not here. So if you go to the tailwind.config.js, here remove the existing code, paste the new code, and then we have to add these three kind of import kind of statement in index.css. So go to the index.css and here I will add it in the top and save it. Okay. After that we have to run the project. Just in order to make sure that tailwind is integrated, I will use this sample line of code in app.txx file, and here I will add it like this. Okay, and just run the project. So to run the with React project, you just need to type npm run dev, and within a couple of seconds it will run the project. If you see, right, just open this URL which is 127.0.0.1 and our port number. Okay, and if you see it's running, right, and this is the code which we added in order to check whether tailwind CSS is working or not. Okay, so if you see this code, it just saying class name, is giving the class name and text type of 3xl, and if you hover on it you will see this font size, okay, which is similar to 30 pixel, and line height which is similar to 36 pixel, and in tailwind CSS it just text dash 3xl, that's all. Same with the font bold, okay, and underline. So that's why we are using the tailwind CSS in order to write the inline styling. Also, if you see, if you know about the HTML and CSS, right, we use the class in order to apply the class, but in this case class is the secure variable we can see in React, and that's the reason we can't use the class as a word. That's the reason we added this class name. Okay, so class name we are using. Then right now we will remove all of this code, we don't want it. Also I will remove this class name app, which is already present in a app.css file. Okay, so we are not using this one for now. And if you go to index.css, there are some style sheet which apply for the root, right? So you can change it from here if you want, right? The background color, whatever you want, you can add it. In the body section, it mention the width and height, right? I will remove everything because I don't want anything style for our application for now at this moment. And otherwise everything okay. If there is some changes, then I will let you know. Yeah, in app.css, remove this text line center as well. We don't want it. Okay, and now next we will create the file structure. If you go to the website, you will see this header section, and then we have this big intro image, and then we have this movie list in a different category. Okay, so let's scroll up, and for this header, right, we will create a separate component. And on the left hand side we have the logo, on the middle we have the menu, and on the right hand side we have search and this user image or icon. Okay, so let's start creating the file and folder for this component and the screen. So let's go back to our applications. Here you will see this source folder, right? Inside the source folder, let's create another folder called screen. Okay, and inside screen I will create one folder called home page. Okay, so home.js, that's all. JS sorry, tsx. So we are using TypeScript or tsx. Okay, so here if you let's install one extension. I already installed, but for you just search VS Code extension called ES7 plus React Native Snippet. So this will help you to make the default template. Okay, you don't need to write template every time. Just type rfce and enter it, you will get this template, right? They have a lot of different default template, you just explore it. But for now, just type rfc after installing this extension, and it will write extension for you, as simple as that, right? So I created this home page as our home screen, and let's create another folder in the source folder. So I will create the components dot tsx. Okay, or not tsx, so it's a folder actually. So inside that folder, let's create a file called header.txx. Okay, so this is a header file. Just type rfc and it will give the header. Now important thing is depends on how you want to structurize, right? It's better to structurize with the folder and files. So right now I will put all my components in the header and all my screen in the home.js, or you can create a subfolder for the each screen's component and you can put it. Okay, it's up to you. So right now I able to create all these two files for now. Now go to the app.tsx, and here I will just import the home home screen component, right? So just type home in the angle brackets and click enter, right? So once you enter it, automatically it get imported. Okay, so if you see, so our home component is imported from the screen/home, and close the tag and save it. In our home.tsx file we have this just written home. If you go back to our application, here you will see the home, correct? So let's go to the home, and inside this div, right, I will remove this one, and let's implement the add the header component. Okay, so what we did, inside the app.txs we add the home, and inside the home we added the header. And if I save it, in header we have this header text, correct? And if you go back here, you will see this header text. So this is how we can import this component inside the component, and that's why React is much more popular. Okay, it's similar to Angular if you know the Angular, but if you don't know, nah, we don't have problem because I will teach everything from the scratch. Okay, so you know how can you import the component inside the component, right? That's the reason we are using this type of file structuring and not writing code in all this in the same file, right? Okay, if you see the Hulu application, the background is a black in blackish color, right? And it's kind of a dark mode only. So let's go back to our application in the index.css file. Let's go to this body, right? We already have this body tag. So just paste this background color, okay, which is this 1E2126, which is a hex code. And I will mention the height 100 vertical height for now. Okay, we will change it later if needed. Then go to the app.css file. We have this hash root function, root style. Just remove this one, we don't want it. And if you go back to our application now, you will see the background, black background, and the header text here, right? So right now its color is dark, so it's not visible, but our text is here. Okay, so now in asset folder, create one folder called images, and inside that just I added this Hulu logo. Okay, so paste that Hulu logo in image folder. Then let's go to the header.tsx file where we will write our header section components code. If you see, I already have created this menu list, okay, which contain the list of objects, which I mentioned ID and the name only. Okay, so the one which we are showing, the home, TV, movies, so these all I kept in a one constant call menu, and this is how I stored. So this menu we are using to iterate and so that we can repeatedly show it on the screen. So let's start designing. So first we will add the logo. So here you can just type image source. Okay, now in order to display any data, the dynamically data, right, so you have to display in the curly braces. Right now we have our files, the logo in a image asset folder, right? So you have to import that first, so let's import it. So just type import logo, and from where you want to import, so you have to give the path. Okay, so in this case it's assets folder, then images folder, and then the logo.png file name. Okay, and that logo you can add it here. Okay, and save it. If you save it, you will see, let's go back to our application, you will see this logo. Okay, let's give some styling and let's reduce the height. So give the class name of so I will give the class. Okay, so here we will use the style tailwind css. So I will give the width. Now tailwind already have some width defined, right? And if you see, if I select the width -5, it means the 20 pixel width, right? But if you want to give the custom width, so you have to give with the square bracket, and then you have to define the width. Okay, so in this case 65 pixel, and save it. If I did it right, so we'll see this logo. Okay, now let's iterate this list of menu. So I will define a UL tag, and inside that I will iterate the menu. Okay, so let's write in a single curly braces, let's menu dot map, where we will map it, right? So this is the arrow function we are using, and that's need to be there every time when you are iterating something and you want to show it repetitive time, right? That's the reason we have to show like this. So let's define item, and we define the arrow function. So inside this one, let's define the li tag, and inside that I will display the item. So in the curly braces, just mention item dot name, and if I save it, let's go back our application, you will see this menu. Okay, so right now it's in black color, so let's give some styling to this one. So for this li tag, let's apply some class name, and here we will give the text of gray color. So if I write the text, and you will see this bunch of gray color with some code, right? So in this case I will give 400, and I will give some text size like 18 pixel, which is custom one. Okay. And I will change the font. I will make it medium bold. So I will write font medium. If I hover on it, you will see this CSS property called font weight column 500, and I will make it pointer to be cursor. Okay, and let's see how it looks. And if you see right, it's showing like this. Now if you go back here, you will see this the animation, the background effect on hover change, right, and lot of things. So let's implement that one. So now what we want, on hover we want to change the background, and we want to change the text color as well. So on hover, okay, so we have to write like this, on hover. So whatever the property you want to make, right, we want to add it. So in this case I will write bg background color to be like 700. Okay, and also on hover again I want to make the text to be white, and let's save it. Let's see how it looks. So on hover, you will see this background is changing and the text color changes to white. Okay, it's working. Now let's give some actual padding and border, everything. So I will use the padding on x-axis to be 3, then padding on bottom to be 2, and padding y on to be 1. Okay, and also make the round the corner to be rounded medium size. Okay, if I hover on the 8, you'll see the medium size is nothing but the 6 pixel. Okay, and in order to do the smooth transition, right, the animation need to be smooth. So I will write transition all, then we make how much duration you want for that animation. So let's say 500, and the type of animation so is in out. Okay, and save it. If I go back here, you will see this animation, right? Now let's bring everything in one line. So first give some class name, and we say flex. Okay, and for this one as well, let's give flex. So let's see everything will come in one line, right? Give some gap between this menu. So in this UL tag, right, just write gap of, for example, I will write 8, and save it. If you go back here, it's working, right? Now another thing, on the right hand side we have search and this account icon, right? So after this UL tag I will add div tag, right? Now this is search icon, right? So in order to use the icons, we have this official React icons library. So if you go to this website, you will see this dependency. Okay, so just copy this command and paste it in your project terminal and install it. I already installed it, that's why I'm not installing again. So it's very easy to use. So you will see on the left hand side, you will see the bunch of different icons. Select the icons which you want. So in this case I will use this Ioni icons, right? Make sure once you done the installation of the React icons, and the one which you want to use, copy this line of code. You have to import that particular icon type, right? So icon library means I will add this one, and you have to replace this icon name, the one which you are using the icon. For example, in this case I will use this search icon. So let's say IO search, right, and replace this icon name with the IO search. Next, in order to use it, it's very simple. You have to use it as a tag, and that's all, right? And then you can give some class name. Let's see how it looks. So if you see, you will see this icon, right? It is in black color. So give some style. So for this one, right, let's say also in order to give class, so this icon act as a text only. So whatever the property you give to text, you can give it to this icon as well. So in this case I will write 35 pixel, and I will write text gray 300. Then on hover we'll change the background, but let's see how it looks first. You see, now on hover we want to change the background. So background gray to be 700, and we'll give some padding. I will give custom padding on bottom to be 2 pixel, and padding y to be again 2 pixel. Okay, 2 pixels. Let's see how it looks. You see, perfect. Now I will make the corner to be rounded, so rounded to be full, because I not full but the medium one. Okay, and same we have to on hover we have to change the text color, so text to be white, and we have to add the transition all and ease in out. So I will copy this line of code and paste it here. Okay, and save it. Let's go back here, and on hover we'll see this effect, right? Make it cursor pointer. Perfect. Okay. And now if you see, we have this account icon, right? So we can make it. So after this, just write in h2 tag, and in this case r I will give, and let's apply some style sheet. So I will give padding x to be 10 pixel, then text to be 20 pixel, then I will make text of gray color, and the code is 300. Let's give some border of 2 pixel, and we'll change the border to be white, and then rounded to be full. We want full rounded, the circle, right? That's the reason I mentioned like this, and if you see, it's coming like this. Perfect. Now let's bring everything in one line. Okay, so first we'll say class name to be flex, so it will be in one line. And now to this parent div, just say justify between. Okay, and then we have to do item center, so vertically it will come in the center as well. And if you see, perfect, right? On hover we're getting this effect, we are getting this menu, so it's very close to each other. So let's give some gap. So I will give some gap here to this div, right? So gap of 10 for example, and if you see, perfect. Now if you see, we have some padding from top and from the x-axis as well, right? So let's go here and give some padding from all size 4, and on padding x to be 10, and let's save it. Let's look how it looks. Perfect. So the way we want, it's displaying like this, right? Perfect. So now if you see this application, right, and if I decrease the size, you will see this on the smaller screen, this menu is get changed, right? And we are getting this drop down kind of thing, and when I increase the size, the menu is coming back. So now we will implement that feature. Now in order to make this menu responsive, we have to make some changes. Say let's go back to our code, and here, right, when the screen size is smaller, and then we have to hide this menu. Okay, so for this you'll write here in this tag, ul tag, you have to define hidden initially. Okay, when the screen size is smaller, and when the screen size is medium or larger, you define like this. Okay, so if screen size is medium, you have to show flex. It's not a medium size or is smaller than medium size, then we will hide this menu bar. Okay, and if I save it, and let's see, so if I decrease the screen size, and you see it's gone, right? And if I reach the breakpoint of medium, right, it's showing me on the screen, and if you see, perfect. So that's what we want. Next we have to add another menu, okay, in order to display it. So here we will add one menu called div. Okay, and this div menu again, when the screen size is medium, then we have to hide it, because only when the screen size is smaller, then only we have to display, otherwise we have to hide it. That's the reason I set it medium as a hidden. Okay, inside that I will mention the h2 tag. Okay, so if you see, this is kind of let me decrease the size, and this is kind of but text or button, and on click of we are showing this one, right? So here on s2 tag, right, um, we will add the on click method later on, but first we will add some text. For example, in this case is home, correct, and give some styling to this one. So I already have some styling which is similar to the above one. Okay, so I will paste it here, and it's similar to this one, so I will not explain this one, and let's save it and let's see how it looks. So let's go back to our application, and if you see, it's looking like this, correct? Same thing, you have to add the arrow, the downward arrow, right? And depends on the condition, you have to switch it, correct? So here I will use the inbuilt hook to save my data, right? So for example, let's see, I will create one uh, constant here, and which will be a toggle, and I will make set toggle. So here use state, I will use this is the inbuilt react hook which we are using to set some variables value. Okay, so this toggle hold the value, and the set toggle used to set the value for this toggle. So initially I will set it as a false and save it. Okay, so okay, so after this, right, we want this kind of icon, this downward icon, right? So let's go back to our react icon, and here we will search that icon. So let's go down little bit. I don't know where it is, we have to search it. It's hard to find. Let me search it like this. Oh, sorry, right? So okay, so this one, right, I show a down outline. Okay, so let's copy this one and let's paste it here. Okay, and then you can apply some styling to this one. Okay, so I will just add the uh, class name, just to wait. Okay, so make sure you will import this one. Okay, so import this, and then you can mention the class name, and I will just give margin from the top little bit, and let's go back to our application, and you will see that change. So it's coming down, right? So make sure you will add that in the s2 tag. Okay, so copy this one inside s2 you have to add it, and let's go back and you will see it's coming, correct? Now on click you have to change it, right? But before that we have to add up arrow as well. Okay, so let's see, if I let's go back to this application, and if I click it, it's changed, right? Up arrow, down arrow, correct? So there are two ways we can do that. You can rotate that one, or you can use another icon. Okay, so in this example we'll use another icon actually. So let's take this example outline and paste it here like this. Okay, apply the same class name. Okay, and save it. Make sure you will import this one and save. Now let's go back to our application, and you see it's showing, right? Now we have to hide it, depends on the condition, correct? So in order to apply is if types of condition, right, I will wrap this in a curly braces. I will say if toggle is on, right? If toggle is, sorry, it's I will initially say toggle is not on, right? Then we will show this down arrow, otherwise we will show up arrow. Okay, so this is condition. If toggle is on, then we will show this icon. Okay, otherwise we will use this icon. So this is a simple ternary operator. Okay, so if you know any other language that we learn the ternary operator, you can easily understand this concept and save it. Now let's go back here. You will see only down arrow. If I change this value to true, right, and save it, let's go back here, we'll see up arrow, perfect. Okay, so this is what we want. Now we have to implement this menu, correct? So in same, right, here I will again add the toggle condition, and only when if toggle is on I will show this menu, otherwise I will show nothing. That's why I kept the null value, right? So whatever we mention on the toggle on, we will show it in the UL, correct? So it's very straightforward. First you have to iterate the list of the menu, okay? So in the same way, the way we iterated before, right? In the same way you can iterate it. So I will just copy paste the above code, and I little bit change this styling, not too much, just little bit, okay? The main thing, if I save it and let's go back here, if you did not see anything because right now this value is false. Let's click it to true, and if you see, you're able to see this one, right? Now main thing, you have to make it the this kind of thing, right? Above this, any of these things. So you have to make this div to be absolute, okay? So make it absolute. I think okay, yeah. So not this one, actually you have to make only the list to be absolute, right? So if you come back here, and here you have to make it absolute, okay? And in order to, if you see, right, in order to put it in the center, now everything go up, and in order to let's give background first, and then we will add other style, okay? काय ग? हा मी रेकॉर्ड करतोय थांब. Now you say absolute, right? And here you can give background gray, and I will say 700, okay? And let's see how it looks. So this is how it looks, right? So here, right, we will give some width. So I will give some width, let's say 200 pixel, and I will mark it all the text to be in the center, okay? And let's give some margin from the top, so we have some gap, so we'll give some margin, and if you see, it looks better now. Also we want this in the center like this, right? If you see, it's coming in the center. So in order to do that, you have to mark it in the center. You have to give left as a 0, right as a 0, then you have to say margin auto. Oops, sorry, you have to set the margin as well, margin left, sorry, because we are doing the left and right, so margin auto, and the margin right as well as auto, okay? And if I save it, let's see, if you see, it's coming in the center now. Also we make the round corner to be rounded medium size, and let's save everything, and let's padding X if needed, and if you see, everything is working fine now, okay? You can decrease, if you don't want this padding, you can remove it. It's up to you how you want it. If you remove the padding, it will look like this. Otherwise you can give some padding, not much, like 3 maybe, and if you see, it's similar to this one, correct? Now I kept padding little smaller, it's up to you how you want, okay? But now it's looking good, right? Now we have to add the on click function, right? Because we have on the click of it, we want to hide it, right? So to this icon, okay, you have to make it like, or not icon, you can make to the div this h2 tag to all together, right? So you have to just write on click event. So we have a lot of events which React provided, right? On can play, on change, or something like that. For we want on change, on click. So on click that button, use the arrow function, and we will set the toggle to be opposite of the existing one, okay, like this. So if the toggle is true, we will make it false. If toggle is false, we will make it true, and with the help of set toggle, right? And this is the which I already explained how we can set and the value for this toggle variable. With the help of set toggle, we will set the value, okay? And if I set the value, let's save it, let's go back here. If I click on it, it's going back. If I click on it, coming back, you see, okay, perfect. And if I increase the size, it will hide it, correct? If I decrease size, it will come up. if you see, right, it increase size, decrease size. If you want to see menu, it will show it on the screen. Perfect. And mobile view, it will look like this only, and very responsive and easily accessible. Okay, perfect. So we pretty much completed the header section. Okay, now we will look next this hero section. Okay, showing this big intro slider, not slider but image, and this text and everything. Okay, so let's do that. Now, in order to display the list of movies with images and everything details, right, we are using the moviedb database.org. So if you go to this site, the moviedb.org, you will find all the movie. Okay, so this site provide all API for all the latest movie with all the details and everything. Just log into this one, and then on the setting side you will see the API section, where you will find this API for your account. So that API you have to use, and this is the example how you will get the response. So let's show me. So I copy this one, I paste it here, and you will see this, right? So this is the first movie, which is title is Fight Club. So we will get the overview of that one. The poster part you will get it, right? The production company's logo, along with the production country, the release date, the runtime, means the revenue, how much it generated, the spoken language, the language they use, and everything. The genre of this one, like it's coming in drama, thriller, and comedy. So like this, you will get everything. Okay, and there are a lot of different option or API endpoints where you can use it. For example, if you go to this developers.themoviedb.org, and in the movie section, okay, you will see the at least, for example, get popular movie, get top rated movie which is playing right now, which is the latest one. Okay, and you can try it and test it. So this API we are using in our database, in our application. So let's go back to our VS Code, and here in a source folder we will create one more folder called uh, services. Okay, and inside these services we'll create one file called global API dot tsx. Okay, and save it. So here we are using this Axios in order to fetch the data. Okay, if you don't know about AXIOS means Axios, you can go it. So this help you to fetch the data from any HTTP client. Okay, kind of thing. So I will tell you how to define it. So first, let's define one constant, and we can call base URL. Okay, and inside this base URL, I will put this base URL. Okay, so for example, let's put we want movie, right? So we'll put the movie, and or you can just, let's say, base URL, movie base URL. We'll call movie base URL. Okay, which is the API moviedb.org/3movie. Okay, and how much movie you want, so it will return the count and everything. Okay, and this is the API key. So I will write API key in different constant. So mostly API key we written in the .environment folder, but for this demo I will keep it here for the simplicity purpose. Okay, so just define the API key as a string. Okay, and let's remove this one, and that's all. Okay, so make sure you define the constant and everything as it is, right? And now, in order to fetch the data, right, as I say, you have to use the Axios. Okay, so let's say get popular movies. Okay, we are creating this API, and you can write Axios. If Axios is not there, right, you have to install it, that dependency. So let's go here and find Axios npm. So select this one, and it's taking time to load. So if you see, this is the HTTP client for the browser and the Node.js. So copy this one and run in your terminal. So let me open my terminal, and here I will paste this one, okay, and run it. And whenever you install new dependency in a Vite application, it's installed quite fast. Okay, now Axios is there. Now let's try to import it, and if you see, you will get the bunch of options here. So let's import, and you will see this import statement, correct? Now let's say get, and here you will see this different type of option. Okay, so we want to fetch the data, right? So let's say um, the first base URL, and then you have to mention the endpoint, right? So let's take in this example. So in this case, I want the popular movie, so this is the endpoint, right? So the slash popular, okay, so let's say slash popular, and then define the API key at the end. So API key, okay, and then you have to export this one so that we can use in other components. So just like export, and let's default, and let's say get popular movies, okay, that's all. And now whatever components you want to access this particular API endpoint, you can access it, okay. So I hope you understand how we can use or write this API in Axios in order to fetch the data. Next, we will fetch the data in order to display in a console, and from there we will start designing the hero section. Now let's create one file called hero section where we will display this section, okay. So let's go back to our VS Code, and in the component we'll create one file called hero.txx, okay, and we will add the default template. So now we have hero section, right? Let's add it in our screen home. So here I will add the hero, okay, and save it. Now let's go back to our application, and then you will see this hero world written over here, correct? So now in the hero section we will fetch some popular movies, and randomly we will show image and text everything, okay, regarding the movie. So let's go back to hero. Here let's understand how can we fetch the data, right now we store our API in global API.tsx, correct? So what I will do, I will create one method called get popular movies, okay, and in order to define this type of method, you have to write like this, okay, and then we will use the arrow function, okay, like this. Inside that, let's assign one variable called result, which is equal to global API, which is our service, and once you do this global API, it will import it. Make sure you will import this global API. Then you have option to get popular movies, okay, and that's all. But here, right, we have to fetch the data, right? Then you have to mention like this date, and in then we have response. Oh, sorry. So here we write response, and then after we get the response, right, we will store the result in a result variable. So here you can manipulate the data if you want, or if not, we can keep as it is, okay. Actually we will store like this, not here, constant result is equal to response, okay. If you see this API response, right, then our all this list, right, we have stored in result list of array, right, and if you see, we have a lot of pages, but we store in the result. So what you have to do, just type response dot results. Okay, and if you go back here, yeah, it's same response dot results. Okay, we got the error that property does not exist on type, the particular type, right? So let's try to give like any type, right? Because we are using TypeScript, and that's the reason we give like this response of type any and result it. And what we will do, we will console this result. Okay, now this method is we did never call anywhere, right? In order to call this method, we will use inbuilt hook called use effect. I will explain what is use effect. Okay, so whenever the particular component load, right, this use effect will run. Okay, if I define like this, it will run every time. Okay, but in order to execute only once when the component load, we have to define the empty array. Okay, otherwise it keep loading. And whenever you want to execute this component when some variable change, then you can mention that variable here. And if you put it empty, then only once when you load the component it will get executed. So we want to execute only once, so you have to define like this, and this just call this method over here. Okay, and then only once when component load it will execute this piece of code. Okay, and let's save it. Let's go back to our application and right click on inspect panel, go to the console, and we'll see some error. Okay, so right now we are getting undefined in the 13th line number, which is this one. Okay, so let's remove this one and let's see what we are getting. Okay, if I click on response, right, we are getting this much information: the config, the data, header, request, right? Inside the data, because of we are using Axios, right, it return all this information, and inside the data we have all actual information that we want from the API, correct? So we have to access with the response dot data dot results and save it, and then you will get only the, if you come down, you will get only list of we will get only the list of movies. Okay, so we'll see the movie title, the video, the poster, the original title, the overview means the description kind of thing, and general ID as well. Okay, so you understand how to fetch the data. Now you have to somewhere you have to store it, right, so that we can use it in this component. So we define one constant where we will use the use state if use effect as we use as a for a toggling the menu, right? Same way we will define here. So I will say movie list and comma, we'll say set movie list. Okay, to set the list of movie, and you state initially by default I will pass it as a empty, and here we'll remove this console. You just need to set the movie list using the set movie list and the result. Okay, that's all. Okay, so now in our movie list contains the list of all the movies. Okay, and nothing will display on the screen right now because we did not consolidate anything. Okay, I hope you understand this one, how we can fetch the data. If you don't understand anything, then please comment in the comment section, or you can DM me on the Instagram, and please don't forget to subscribe. Okay, so let's start designing the hero section now. So here we have list of result, right, and which we save in a movie list. So right now we just want the one movie information. That's why I kept I'm just fetching the 0th element, that is the first movie item. Okay, and not the everything. Now let's start to implement the hero section. Here first I will add the image. Okay, so in order to access the image from the movie list, just type movie list dot, and let's go back here in the properties, and you will see this original title. Okay, oh, not original title, my bad. So we want the poster path, correct? But before that, right, this URL is just, it's not a complete URL. It's just the file name. Okay, so I mentioned the base URL for the image, for our image. So let's write image base URL, and this is the base URL. Okay, so let's write that image base URL. Okay, plus we want movie list dot, and we will use this uh, the backdrop. You should find backdrop. Okay, this backdrop path. Okay, this is a high quality image, so backdrop path like this. But we are getting error because right now our this movie list and set movie list use state, we don't have any type for this one, right? So because we are using TypeScript, we have to define some type. So for this one I will use any type. So even though it's string integer, it will consider. Okay, because that's the reason we use any. And if you see here, now the error is gone. Okay, also here let's define some width. So I will define width. So this is a image property from where we can directly define. Okay, and height we define 1080, which is standard one. Okay, and save it. If you go back here in our application, you will see this first element, which is the avatars movie, right? If I change this one, right, to something else, for example 1, and save it, and if you refresh, we'll see this one. Okay, so because we are fetching that particular element. So here the image, we will give some defined height. Okay, so here we will give the height of 85 vertical height. Now if you see here, it will give the height, but our image is getting stretch. Okay, it's getting shrink actually. So just write object to be cover, and if you see, now it's look perfect. Okay, next we want to add the text and everything, right? So create another div here, and inside this div we will add the h2 tag, and we will say watch only on Hulu. Okay, so if you see this application, is something is written, right, new on Hulu, and the text and these buttons. Okay, so that's why I write watch only on Hulu. And then next tag we will add the title of this particular movie. Okay, so I will write movie list dot, and if you see this API response of the movie database, the title we can get it from this field name called original title. So write original title and save it. And if you go back here in our application, you will see here, right, it's coming at the top. So we'll update that later. And then we want two buttons, right? So in div I will write button, and the first one is, let's see what is first one, is play and details. Play, and second is details. Okay, so all the content which we want is on the screen now. Now let's apply some styling. So for this one I will clear the class name, and I will make it absolute so that it will be on image. Okay, so if you see, it's on image now. Oops. Okay, and let's give some styling to this text. So let's give class name, and I will make text to be white and text size to be 19 pixel. Okay, and if you see, it will look good. Then when this text size I giving when the screen size is medium or smaller, but we can give the for the space the size for the specific screen as well. So for the last screen we can give size to size like 20 pixel, 27 pixel. When the screen is bigger, the text size will increase. Okay, So this kind of thing we can mention. That's why Tailwind is much more easier and easy to write the styling. Next, let's give styling for this title, movie title. So to give the class name, and in that one we will give the text to be white. Then we will set the text size to be 36 pixel when the screen size is smaller or medium, and for larger screen we will increase the size, so we will give the 47 pixel, and I will make the font to be bold in this case. Okay, and let's save it. Let's see how it looks. And if you see, it's look good, right? You can I don't know, but we have extra bold option as well, right, to make it more bold. Okay, it's up to you how bold and how you want it. So I will keep as a bold only, and then give some styling to this button. So right now give class name and flex, and I will give gap of 5, and I will give also margin from top as a 5. And if you see, it's look good. Okay, now we want to give some padding, some margin, okay, in order to bring it on the bottom left corner. Okay, so to this div, right, along with the absolute, we give margin top to 400 pixel when the screen size is smaller, but when screen size is a medium, I will give margin to 350 pixel. Also I will give margin on x-axis, on margin on x-axis to be 10, and when screen size is medium, I will give margin to 24 pixel. Okay, or not a custom one, I will give the inbuilt Tailwind CSS one. Okay, so 24 pixels, and if you look now, it's look pretty good, right? So if you come here and here, right, it's look good. If I decrease the screen size, right, and it's change the layout automatically, and that's how we want it, correct? Now in details, we want the button little different. If you see, right, the corners and everything, so let's change that one. The rounded corner is too much rounded, so you can change that one as well. So right now let's go here in button, and you see, you can first you can make that background to be transparent. Okay, once you make background to be transparent directly, it will show like this. Okay, nothing will be there, and then you can make a border of 2 width, and then you can make a border color to be white. Okay, and also we want text to be white, and the cursor pointer here, and on. So let's see how it looks. Okay, it's look perfect on a hover, right? It's right now it's blue color, so I will change hover to border gray 500. I will choose, and that's all, I think. And if you see here, perfect. Okay, both looks good, and this one as well, right? So if you want to use the radius corner to be smaller, you can just add that one, but I will keep as it is. Now next, if you go here, right, if we have gradient effect from the bottom, you see, right? So in order to add that, I will add one div here. Okay, this is very simple way to add that one, and I will define the class name, and first I will give the height of 85 vertical height, though similar to the image. Okay, and then in Tailwind CSS we have gradient class. Okay, so if you go in the Tailwind CSS documentation, you will see how you can gradient do the gradient. Okay, implement the gradient, the background gradient, so that you can do that here. So it's very simple. So just do background gradient you want, right? So just gradient, and from where you want it, from bottom, from top. Okay, so in this case I will say I want background gradient to top. Okay, from color you have to mention. So I have the from color here. Okay, so I will mention from, and the color code. Okay guys, this is custom color code which is similar to this our background color. And then you can mention from to the end color, right? So end color I want to be a transparent. Okay, also I will give the width full width. Okay, and if you go here, let's go to our application, you don't see anything. You see it's coming down, the structure is completely mismatched, correct? So that, okay, so the reason is we mentioned this div to in this the data div, so we don't want to move it to the upper one. And let's see how it looks now. So something is not correct, so because we want it make it absolute, so you have to make this div as an absolute one. Okay, absolute, and let's see how it looks now. Okay, yeah, now you see gradient is coming, but it's too dark and half of the image is in a gradient actually. So in gradient, right, I this gradient start, we have to give from color and to color, but you can add some color in between, like via from through which color you have to reach to end color kind of thing. So via I will again say transparent, and then you will see this difference. Okay, you see, perfect. And even though if you change the screen size, the gradient effect will automatically take the responsive, and also the text size you will see it's changing, right? Perfect. So you understand this, I hope you understand this one, right? Now next thing, if you observe, right, this text this header is also transparent. Okay, and this image is showing it, and also have a gradient effect. Okay, so let's do that one. Now let's go back to our code and a header section, right? We have this header here. You have to define you have to apply some classes. So here you can just do background. You have to first write absolute because you want on top of this image, right? And if you make the absolute, you will see this header, right, like this. Right now width is not full, that's why it's showing like this. So let's do the width to be full, and let's save it, and see it's working. But for this header we have to give the background to be gradient, right? So just write background gradient, and we want, in this case we want from top to bottom, so just write to bottom. The gradient effect, I will use the similar code which we are using, and I will use the to transparent. Okay, like this, and save it. And if you see like this, it's coming perfect. Okay, so it's transparent color and it's perfectly working similar to this one. You can add more gradient, darkness and everything, is up to you how you want to show. But for now I think this is best, and I hope you understand this header section and this hero section as well. Okay, next, the interesting thing is how can we display this list of data. Okay, so next we will show this list of data. So now we will design these sliders. Okay, if you see on a hover we are getting this border, and also we are getting some animations. Okay, and if you see we have action, adventure, animation and lot of things, correct? But with the minimal coding we will achieve this particular UI. Okay, so let's go back to our VS Code. Here I made some update already, so it's very small update. If you go to the service, here I added one API call which is a get movie by genre ID. I'm passing the ID for that one. Okay, and this is the endpoint for that one. I created the base URL for to get a movie for the selected genre, and I'm passing this ID. And then I just exported this particular API call endpoint. Okay, so that we can access it anywhere in the components. Also I created one folder called constant, and in that I put this all the genres list with the ID. So it's a list of object, okay, in order to display it on the screen, because this particular id and the name of the genera is from the movie database API only, okay, and I just exported that one so I can use anywhere, okay. Then if you go to this index.css, I added this background color. I'm not sure whether I inform out this or not, but I added this background color as well, okay. Now let's go to the component folder, and we'll create another folder, sorry, another file called genera movie list dot typescript, okay? And here add the default template. Go to the home and make sure you will add that one. So, genera movie list, and save everything. Let's go back to our application, and if you see, this movie name is coming up here, okay, the genera movie list. So it's coming very upside, so we'll give some margin. We'll remove this one, okay. Now we will add the general list here, okay. So here general list, so if you see, right, it is importing from the constant dot general list, that's what we wanted, and map it to item. So this is arrow function which we already did it, right, and here I will define the name of the genera, right. So if you see this application, so we have this list of genera, action, adventure, that's what we want to display, okay. So let's go back here again and just type item dot name, okay, and save it. So we have to define here item of type any for now. So general list, okay, inside that we have genera, so we map like this, okay, and genera, and if you go back here you will see the list of genera. It is in different color, but we will change the color now. So just define the give some class, the style, so class name. So in this case I will write text to be white and text of size 27 pixel, and I will say font to be bold, okay, and save it. And if you see now, you will see this, okay, perfect. So if you see this one, right, so this is how it looks, okay. We can change the size, it's little bit bigger, so I will change to 23. Go back here, and I think this is okay, okay. Then after that, if you see, right, we have this view all as well, right. So we will update that one, view all. So let's go back here, and inside the h2 tag we will add one span tag. Oops. And inside the span tag we will say view all, okay. And also I will add the one icon, okay. So I will just add this icon, and make sure you'll import that one. And we also give some style to this one, so let's say class name, text to be white, and also we give some margin left to, margin left to 1, okay, and save it. And if you see and go back here, let's go to our application, it will show like this view all, right. So let's give some style to this view all. So I will write class name, and we'll change the font first to a normal, because right now it's bold, right? And then we'll change the text size to 16 pixel, then cursor to be pointer, and we change the text color to gray 400. Okay, and also I want it on the right side, right? So just write float right in order to put it in the right side. And let's see how it looks now. And if you see, it's coming like this. It's weird, right? so so to do this one, right, we add flex, and if you see, right, and then you can write justify end. Let's see how it looks. Oh, not look good. So we need to do some modification here, right? So let's see how it looks. So right now we are seeing view all. Okay, first thing we have to do flex here, because everything will come in the line. And then we added this float, right? I don't know why it's not working. Yeah, perfect, it's working now. Okay. So if you see, this was what we wanted, correct? Now inside all of this category we want to add this list of movies, right? So for now what I will do, I just want some of the genre to display. So just write index is less than equal to 4, and all so this condition, what it will do, it will only iterate until a 4, right? If you see, only 4 genre will display here. Okay, now if you see, it's going upside, right? So we'll give some margin from the top. So you can give margin here, or you can go home and you can give the margin at this place as well, but in this case I will add margin top to 10 for example, and let's see how it looks. So we want more margin, we will give 20. Okay, and if you see, now it look good. And if I decrease the size, right, if I decrease the size of this one, still it's work good, right? If you think it's, you want more margin, you can give more margin, right? That's okay, right? Yeah, it's opening by default, right? Because um, in the header section this stage is true by default, so we make it false, and now it will not open. Okay, perfect. Now what we, the next step we want to do is to add this movie list, right? Also make sure you will give padding from all the sides. So let's give some padding. So let's go general movie list, and here we will give padding from 10 first, and give padding x to 10. When it's medium, then we'll give more padding. Okay, and let's see how it looks now. Perfect. Okay, now let's do the let's show this movie list. Okay, now next let's create another component. Okay, so we will call that a genre movie list. Oh sorry, not genre movie list, we will call a movie list. Okay, so movie list dot TypeScript. Okay, and here add the default template. Okay, and what you have to do, we have to add it here. Okay, because in movie list we will actually pass the id into this component, general id, and from that we can fetch the list of movies. Okay, so let's go back here and add it. It's movie list. Okay, and only thing that you have to do, you have to pass the genre id. Okay, but if you see whatever, so we are getting action and movie list. Okay, action, movie list. So let's pass the genre id is equal to item dot id. Okay, and make sure you will add the general id. So go to the movie list, and here you have to add the general id, and it should be a number. Okay, now the interesting thing here, right, we have to now iterate that, we have to pass that movie general id to the API. So we have to give the API call here. So this general id contains of object. Okay, so if you want to access, you have to access with general id dot general id. Okay, so let's first write a function method to get the movie list by general id. Okay, and it will be arrow function, and you can access this from global API dot. If you see, we have get movie by general id, and just we need to pass general id here, general id dot general id. Okay, and then we have then response dot then response of type any, I will mention here. Okay, so if you see, we are getting error that property general id does not exist on type number. So right now give the any, because we did not define any interface for now. Okay, and once we have this information, you can console the response. Okay, so in Axios, as you know, response is in the data dot data object, right? So just type response dot data, and inside that we have results. But let me show you what is in the data. Okay, and let's save everything. Let's go back here, right click on it, go to the inspect panel, and in console you might get just ignore this error. Okay, so we have some error issue here. Okay, so we did never call this get movie list by general id, so add it in the use effect. Okay, and we want to run only once, so like this we have to add it. And if see, we get this all this list of results, right? So our movie list in the result array. So let's type like result, and you will get the information. Okay. Now first define some constant so that we can store all this result in it. So define constant, and then you have to write movie list, and in order to set that movie list, you can do using this set movie list. Okay, and this use state. Okay. And initial if I pass empty, and make sure the type is any for now. And here we will set the movie list. Okay, so response dot data dot results, that's all. Okay, so right now with this code and logic, in our movie list we'll get this all the movie list by genera. Okay, okay, now next what we have to do, we have to iterate this movie list, correct? So let's do this movie list dot map, right, and give the arrow function, and make sure the item of type any. Okay, so inside this now we have to add the movie list, a list of movie. If you see here, I can just display the name of movie, original title, and save it. If you go back here, right, we'll getting the list of movies, right? Now we are getting lot of list of movies, 20, right? So I will limit it. So just add index of type number or any, or that's fine, and index is greater than 7 and n. So I will only get the first 6 movie list, you see. Okay, perfect. Now we are getting this title, we are iterating successfully, right? But for this particular card, right, so this card design, right, we will add in different component. Okay, so that anywhere else also we can use it. So create another component file called movie card.tsx. Okay, add the default template, and here you just need to define this. You can define in div, that's fine. So just write movie card. Okay, import that one and save it. Right now you will see this movie card everywhere. Let me remove this one. Movie card. You see? Okay. So now what you have to do, you have to pass the each item. Okay, and each item is nothing but a single movie. Okay, so I will say just movie and just add the item here, and then you have to add the movie over here and write type of any for now. Okay, now we have the movie. Okay, now we have to display it in the card format. Okay, so let's define div, and inside the div we'll add the image source, which is equal to, so here we have to give the base URL. Okay, so define this base URL. We already did it, right? So same base URL we will use it, and then we have to define the image base URL plus we have to define this backdrop path, right? So just write movie because this is object. Inside that object we have a field name called movie, and then we have this backdrop path. So here you can say props as well. Okay, but to differentiate, if I used multiple props, that's the reason to differentiate it I gave the specific name. Okay, and here you can give some just add the class name. So in this case, right, we want a horizontal scrolling, so I will add class name, and inside that give width of 230 pixel, and if the screen size is medium, I will increase the width to be 370 pixel. Okay, and let's see how it looks. So save everything, and if you go back you will get the list of movie. Okay, so for adventure, for an animation. Okay, but right now it's coming vertical, that's fine, we will do it horizontally. Next we will this object to be cover. Okay, and the corner to be rounded to be 2xl, and that's all for now. Okay, because we want to, so if you see we are getting rounded corner and everything. Okay, next we want to put it in a horizontal way, right? So to this div, right, you can give it the class name, and here so here we don't need to do a lot of things, because on this just we are showing the card, right? And just write inline block to make it a horizontal, obviously, and give some margin to 2, and if it's medium we have to give margin to 3. Okay, and you can make cursor pointer if you want to click on it. Okay, and if you go back here it will not affect anything, but we'll see this margin and everything. Okay, next I will change this size little bit, it's too big I think. Okay, yeah, now let's go back our movie list. Okay, where we generate this one, correct? So here we will add some classes to do this horizontal scrolling. So just add the class name, and first assign width to be full, and say overflow to be scroll. Okay, and after that just write scrolls to be smooth, we want smooth scrolling, and let's see how it looks now. Okay, so we get the scroller but it's not coming horizontal, right? So also add one more class property called overflow x and auto. Okay, Let's see whether we change anything. So we did not change anything in this one, right? So I'm just making sure everything's correct. So width full, we have X auto, then overflow X will be scrolling, and we have scroll to be smooth, and also we have to define white space, no wrap. Okay, and let's save it. Let's check. Right, so something is still not correctly. Oh, so the thing is, right, I did it. So we have to apply this div actually outside of this one. Okay, because otherwise it's iterating each of this element, right? And that's the reason. And if you see now, we are getting this scroll bar. Okay, and this images and everything. Okay, we will hide the scroll bar in some moment, but let's add other things on the screen, like this name of the movie and everything. Okay, so let's go to the movie card, and here let's add the title of the movie. Okay, h2, right, and inside that we'll write the title of the movie. So movie dot, and we have original title. Okay, and if you see, if you go here, you will see this movie name, right, is coming in black color. So give some class styling to this one. So write class name, and inside that we'll give the text to be white, then margin top I will give 1, give the transition all if you have doing some animation or something like that, right? And you give, if the uh, screen size is medium, right, or larger, we'll give the font size of 22 pixel. And if you see, right, let's see what we are getting. So if you see, we are getting the list of name and everything. Okay, perfect. Now we also want one more thing, right? Watch movie, start watching, watch movie, start watching, right? It's coming alternate, correct? So very interesting thing. Let's type h2, and inside this one, right, we will want add one condition. So if movie.id mod 2 is equal to 0, so if value is 1, that will this condition will not valid, and it go to the else condition, correct? And here I will mention like this: watch movie, otherwise uh, show this text, start watching. Okay, very straightforward condition, and give some class name as well. So here I will give the text gray 400, then margin top to 2. I will give the text size to 12 pixel, and when the screen size is medium, I will give the text of 17 pixel. Okay, and let's make some font to be bold. Okay, and save it. And if you go back here, we'll see this text, right? Perfect. Okay, now the another important thing is to remove this scroll bar, right? So just type search on Google Tailwind CSS hide scroll bar npm, right? So there is a one command line which we need to install it. So if you see this npm I tailwind css, just copy this one. Okay, and run this one. I will explain it how it works. Okay, so if you go back to this site, right, if you see we have scroll, and after using of this we don't have any more scroll, correct? And this is how you need to use. First, once it install, make sure in tailwind.config.js you will add this plugin. Okay, so go back here. I already added this one here, right? Tailwind-config in tailwind.config.js file. Okay, and the only only way that you can use right with is that you just need to write the scroll bar hide. So here, go back our movie list, and here you have to just write scroll bar hide. If I save it, go back to application, and you will see no scroll bar at all. See, perfect. Okay, now let's give some padding from the top and bottom. Okay, so I will say, so if you are here, right, so here just write margin bottom to be, for example, 5. Let's see how it looks, right? Let's give some more. Okay, let's see, perfect. If you want to give margin, you can. Okay, to make more spacious, it's up to you. So let's give margin bottom to be 16, and if you see, now it's looking good, right? Perfect, like this only. And now we want to give some animation as well. If you see, right, we have this kind of animation on a hover. Yeah, we are adding the border, and also if you see, the text font is also getting changed, right? So in order to do that, right, let's go to the movie card, and on the top of the div, right, on hover of everything need to be we have to add in an animation thing, right? So here you have to define first as a group. Okay, and to this class, what we'll do, on hover we'll add the border of 2. Okay, and then we will add the 5 pixel. Actually we want border, and then we will add the border color as well, right? So I will say border gray 400, and we will do the, let's see how it looks first. If I hover on it, right, we are getting the border. Okay, so I will add some padding too, and then I will add some animation to do the smooth animation, right? So transition, then I will add the duration, and animation is in out. You can add animation how you want it, it up to you. And now if I hover on it, I am getting it, right? Also I want to change this one, the text as well, right? So also as I told, right, the hover we use, so use that hover method, or also you can do the like group hover effect. Okay, now here as well, group hover, and we want to text size to be bold. And if you go back here now, if I hover on it, right, if it's not changing, let's remove this one. Oh sorry, not here, this font bold. And if I hover on it, you see font also getting changed. So similar to the this one. Okay, so I hope you understand everything until this point. If you have a question, you can drop in a comment or directly message me on Instagram. Okay, now next thing, what we have to do, we have to give some if you see this, right, we have this button in order to move this left and right, correct? And that's particular feature we can give it now. Now we're done with this movie listing. Okay, but on the screen we need some buttons in order to scroll left and right. Okay, and if you see, for each of this movie list slider, we have the button events where it can help us to move left and right. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you the most easiest way to do it. Okay, so let's go back to our application. First, add 2 buttons. Okay, so with the help of React icons, I will add this button. Okay, make sure you will import it, and another button I will add on the right hand side, right? So make sure you will add it outside of this div like this. Make sure you will import it and save it. Let's go back and see whether it's added or not. So this is our application, and let me check whether I saved it or not. Okay, so in the movie list I added. Okay, let's see this. But actually it's not visible. If you see, it's here but it's not visible. Let's change, give some styling so it will be visible. So write class name, and we'll say text of 40 pixel. Okay, and then I will make this color white, but the background to be black, and I will give some padding to it. Okay, make cursor pointer, and let's see whether we are able to see it or not. Okay, so let's go back here again, and if see, it's coming right. This is in square format, so in order to make it round, just make it round. Oh sorry, round to be full. Okay, and it will be rounded now. Okay, if you see, it's coming. So both this one and the right hand side, we have to do the same styling. So just copy this class and paste it for this icon. Okay, and save it, and you will see both the icons now on this side. But we want this icon, one is on the left and another is on the right. So to this parent div, we'll use the flex. Okay, and once we did it, the flex will come one on the left, another is on the right hand side, right? Now we want vertically to be center, so just write item to be in the center, and then it will come in the center. Okay, you see. Now we will give some padding from the bottom to this icon, so it will be in the center of this text. Okay, so it's up to you. If you go to application, right, let's let it load, and if you see, it's in the middle, right? It's not, so it depends actually how you want, right? So but in this case it is in center of this image, so in the same way we'll do it. So in order to do that, right, just give some for this icon, just give some bottom margin, and same way we can give it this one, and if you go back, it will be in the center. Okay, right now it's not clickable. Okay, we have to add some event. So second thing, we want to know which button we click, right? So this for this button for this slider, or this one, right, or this one. So in order to get to know, we will use the inbuilt hook called use reference. So let's define one constant here, the element reference, which is equal to use reference. Okay, so this is a React inbuilt hook, so it will pass us the reference of this particular element, right? And in this class name, okay, you need to define the reference. Okay, so just define reference is equal to, and you have to pass the element reference. Okay, make sure, oops, it will be a reference equal to, so like this. Okay, I don't know why we are getting error. So the reason that we are getting this reference equal to element reference, that we are getting error, right, because we have to define the default value to this. So I will pass it as a null, and if you see, the error is gone now. Okay, now next we will add the on click method to this one, and let's add on click. Okay, and here we will pass on click method. So first we will define one method called constant slide right. Okay. And this is arrow function. We will pass the element okay, as a parameter, and right now we'll use the type of any. And here what you have to do, make sure you will pass it here, right, as a arrow function, arrow functions, and you have to pass the element reference dot current one. Okay. So current element reference, you will pass it here. Let me bring this down. Now next, once you are in this method, right, it's very easy to access how you are gonna implement, right. So what we have to do, to select an element, right, when you click on it, the selected element, you want to scroll right, correct. So just type scroll, oh, sorry, so you want to scroll left, but you have to add some value. So just write like scroll left and plus is equal to 500. Okay. So it will scroll left plus it will add this 500 pixel value. Okay. Same you have to do for the left slide. Okay, so just type slide left and you have to do minus in this case. Okay. And make sure you also implement this particular on click method to this back online. Okay. And if you go back to the application now, okay, and let's try it. If you see, it's scrolling, correct. If I want to scroll back, it's not working, right, because we added the scroll right. Okay. So it needs to be on left actually. Okay. Go back now and click on it, scrolling back. Okay. Now if you try to this one as well, right, it will work. Okay. Because of the current reference, right, which we use, it helps to detect which slider and which element, which click event happen, right. You see, perfect. So I hope you understand this arrow function as well, right. Now this is challenge for you. Now if you go back, right, you will not see any arrow on the left hand side until and unless I click on it, right. You see, so the challenge is you have to implement that particular functionality. If I click on it, it will change, you see. Okay. So yeah, do it and let me know in the comment section. Now another thing, this arrow, right, these buttons are on the left hand side. It's not overlapping on this image, similar to this Hulu application, right. If you see on the Hulu application, it's above this particular image, right. So it's very easy, just need to give the margin in the minus, right. So go here, so go to an application and here, right, to the div you can say margin left minus 10 pixel for example, and if you see it's not affecting a lot, you minus 15, right. You see it's coming, so minus 15 is a lot, so it's 0.35. Okay. Now this is okay, right, but 40 actually, okay. But it's going back to this image, right. So we want to increase the cherry index for this one, so let's just give the cherry index to be like 10, and similar, okay, give the cherry index to this one, right. So it will be on the top of the everything. Okay. And if I save it now, if you go back, you will see the effect change, right. It's coming up above on it, right. Same thing you have to do it, only thing instead of margin left, right, we'll do the margin right, and in this case I don't think so we need more, just minus 20 pixel, and if you see we'll do it 40, let's do it 40. Oh, so my bad. So actually we know we want to give here only, not anywhere. So margin right, and minus 20 pixel. Let's try this one, and if you see, it's working. Correct. On this side as well, and on this side as well. So let's make it 20 for this one as well, and you can see, perfect. And for this one as well. And I hope you understand this particular tutorial. Okay. Um, so let's try this one, and the way that I told you how can we move the slide on button is very easy way. So just try it. Okay. So guys, one more thing we can I updated in our project. When you refresh this page, right, this hero section is get changed. If you see, right, if I change it now, it's changed to some other one. Okay, if I change it, okay, clear, refresh it, it's changed every time. Okay, so it's very easy to implement, right? If you remember, I set movie list, we added the default to 0. Okay, so it fetching the first movie from the list of the movies, right? So here I just added this random number, so it will the from the math dot random it generate the random number. Okay, the maximum size is 10, so it generated from 0 to 10, and it passing to this result, and depends on that it's fetching. So it's very easy and very um, quick to do, right? And if you see the result in front of you, perfect. And yeah, everything is there, so you can try it and let me know. So our application is almost ready. I made some couple of changes that you can do it as a your challenge. Okay, so if you see, I'm on home page, and obviously when I is active, it changed the color. Okay, so let me show you how I did it, and you can try it. So let's go to our header. Okay, and inside this header I added this condition. When the id is 1, right, the item id means the menu is of id 1, then I am changing the background color and the text size. Okay, now the challenge is when I click on this movie, right, or tv, I need to switch it to another this active button need to be display, right, with the background effect and everything. So that's your challenge. Next also, if I decrease the screen size, if you see, right, that button is went away because on mobile you don't need it, right, and that's the reason I disable the button when it's a smaller screen, and when the screen size increase, this button will comes again. Okay, perfect. So these couple of tweaks I made it. You can try it. This is your challenge, guys, and I hope you'll learn a lot of things in React, Tell Me CSS, and in Vite. Okay. Now now we want. Okay. So now we want to deploy this application to some server. Okay. So these two video I already uploaded, published on my channel. You can go and watch how to do it. But right now also we will do how to publish and deploy this application. Okay. So first go to the GitHub, and if you don't have an account, create a new account. Then create a new repository. If you are using the GitLab, that's also similar. Okay, so either GitHub or GitLab, you can use it. It's completely free. Then you just type hello clone with app. I will give this name, and you can write description if you want. I will make it public for now. Okay, and just say create repository. So it will create a repository for you. Now what you have to do, you have to just copy this line of command. Okay, so you have to set the remote repository to this repository, right, and open the terminal. Okay, let's go to terminal, new terminal. uh, so here first initialize the git. Okay, if you don't have git initialize in this project folder, just type git init. Okay, let's go back here and paste it. Okay, sorry, so just we need the git remote, this one. Okay, and add the repository. So this git remote origin is added. Now in order to push this all your changes to the GitLab, just type git add dot, so it will add all the elements. Okay, and if you see these changes, you will see this uh, the changes are committed, so it calls state change. Okay, and then just type git commit, sorry, git commit, and give the message. Okay, then we'll see hulu clone publish version 1, for example, and enter. So all the changes will commit it, right? And then git push. Okay, so sometimes it will give error, so that time if you are pushing the first time, right, execute with this particular line of command. So do like this, and then it will take just a millisecond to push all your changes now. Okay, and if you see, if you go to your repository, refresh this repository page, and you will see this changes, right? So source folder, and you see just now I published it, right, with the command hulu clone publish version 1, right? So it contains all the things. Okay, now our code is in GitHub now, right? Now let's go to vercel.com. So if you don't have account in Vercel, you can create one, or you can use Netlify as well. Okay, but in this case we will use Vercel. Now just go here and add new and click project. Okay, here you have to connect your repository with the GitHub if you are using GitHub, or GitLab if you are using GitLab. So depends on what the repository you are using. Just connect it. Okay, once it connected, you will see this name, right? Your project name will be here, hulu clone with app, and you will see the symbol of it. Just click import. Okay, and it will give the project name, so you can give the project name whatever you want. So I will keep it hulu clone with app as my project name. Okay, so this will be your URL. So URL will be like hulu clone dot vercel dot app. This will be your URL. Okay, and then just click on deploy. Okay, very fast and very easiest way to deploy the application. The reason that we use the Vite, right, because it also used to deploy application much faster, and as I say, right, build the application and creating the application is much faster. Now within less than 10 to 12 seconds our application get deployed. Okay, and here as well you will see this beautiful animation of that we deployed, and this preview of your application. Okay, if I click on it, so you see the application, and you see the name hulu white app.vercel.app, correct? And you will see this all application is live now. Okay, so this was taking time because it's too much large image, but you see, perfect. Now another challenge that you have, that you need to every time when you refresh it, just make sure you change this particular intro hero page image movie. Okay, so let's do it. Okay, you can do it. So we also successfully deploy our application. Perfect. So guys, I hope you understand this tutorial, and I hope you enjoy this watching all this complete video, and you want to uh, know or learn more about this type of cloning of different popular website. Let me know in the comment section. And if you have any question, any doubts, or you like this video and you want to message me, you can follow on me on Instagram as a Tube Guruji, and you can DM me directly on there, or you can mail me anytime, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. If you comment on this video, then I will reply immediately. Okay, also if you did not subscribe to my channel, subscribe to my channel, because I am a new on a YouTube channel and I need your support. So please do subscribe to my channel. Thank you.